Alpha Omega World Development Marshall Program, United Nations Pentagon H World Military Divine Government, the Universal Queen of Queens Foundation Incorporated. Bureau of Central Interpol, Rockefeller Plaza, P.O. Box 3134, New York City, New York 10185, United States of America. May 25, 2018. Mr. Jaime Augusto Zobel de Ayala II, Chairman, Bank of the Philippine Islands. Dear Mr. de Ayala, as the global funder having absolute control of the infinite accounts in US dollars in the Bank of the Philippine Islands BPI, which is previously known as El Banco Español Filipino de Isabel II, that was founded by Queen Isabella II of Spain, who is my grandmother, I'm requiring an emergency conference with you and Mr. Cesar Peralta Kinzing. I would like to discuss with you and your president and CEO issues about all my massive global assets in BPI regarding the full implementation of the Alpha Omega World Development Marshall Program's AOWDMP worldwide anti-poverty programs in accordance with the United Nations Economic and Social Council's ECOSOC Article 55, to wit Chapter 9. With a view to the creation of conditions of stability and well-being which are necessary for peaceful and friendly relations among nations, based on respect for the principle of equal rights and self-determination of peoples, the United Nations shall promote a. Higher standards of living, full employment, and conditions of economic and social progress and development. b. Solutions of international economic, social, health, and related problems, and international cultural and educational cooperation, and c. Universal respect for, and observance of, human rights and fundamental freedoms for all without distinction as to race, sex, language, or religion. The World Bank Group USA and the Committee of 300, which are under my chairmanship, released a copy of the Infinite Bank Statements IBS 2012, which refer to the infinite accounts in US dollars including their respective account numbers and account names in many prime banks. Based on the general party information of the IBS page 1, the name of signatory/trustee/keeper/holder is His Majesty, King ASM, my code name, and the general owner is the people of the Philippine Islands. The trusteeship origin of the infinite accounts in US dollars is Ferdinand Emmanuel Edrelin Marcus, Sr., who is my father. Page 1 of 50. The BPI infinite accounts in US dollars are intended and erected for the humanitarian and national economic development programs for the Philippine Islands 10% to 70%, only in the world 10% to 50% only. Accounts numbers, account names, 20, 77, 73, 05, White Spiritual Boy, 77, 76, 25, 34 AM, 359, Spiritual Wonder Boy, refer to page 55 and number 364 of the IBS. PDF copy. BPI has two accounts with account name of White Spiritual Boy, and with standing balances of US dollars infinite, and account name of Spiritual Wonder Boy, and with standing balance of US dollars infinite, and confirmed as eternal deposit, while under time deposit, its principal balances and interest are untouchable and or unloanable and or unprogrammable, that having maturity rate of 4% per annum per 30 years of maturity, and upon maturity 50% shall be forcibly allocated for whatsoever development program, and 50% shall be automatically and forcibly maintained and preserved to another 30 years until lasted for eternity. The infinite accounts have continuous maturity earnings. My code names are White Spiritual Boy and Spiritual Wonder Boy, thus, I'm the sole owner of the two infinite accounts in US dollars in BPI. As His Majesty, King ASM, these are my 5 mission statements. 1. To return all currencies into gold standard or backed up with treasure. 2. To uplift the living conditions of poor people in the world. 3. To protect the Mother Earth from total environmental destruction. 4. To encourage people to be religious or spiritually inclined persons. 5. To finance various humanitarian and national economic development programs for mankind's basic needs such as nutritious food, potable water, comfortable shelter, appropriate clothing, and many others. Based on the IBS, the worldwide development programs are the following. A. Humanitarian Economic Development Program. 1. Livelihood Development Program. 2. Scholarship Development Program. 3. Healthcare Development Program. 4. Annuity Development Program. B. National Economic Development Program. 1. Infrastructure Development Program. 2. Agricultural Development Program. 3. Mining Development Program. 4. Industrial Development Program. The IBS declassified full copy is viewable and downloadable in PDF format through this web link go.gl/pak3hn Google Drive. Page 2 of 50. Wikipedia confirms the affiliation of Ayala Corporation with BPI, to wit. BPI was established on August 1, 1851 as the El Banco Español Filipino de Zobel Segundo lit. Spanish Filipino Bank of Zobel Segundo, named after the Queen of Spain, Isabella II, the daughter of King Ferdinand VII, in December 31, 1969, Ayala Corporation, which had been affiliated with BPI since its establishment in 1851, became the dominant shareholder of BPI, and eventually made BPI into the flagship of Ayala's financial entities. Weblink go.gl/8lsnt3. As chairman of the board and CEO at Ayala Corporation and chairman of BPI, you deserve to be given full information about my vast global assets in El Banco Español de Zobel Segundo, that were placed in the temporary trusteeship of Antonio de Ayala. El Banco Español de Zobel Segundo, the Philippines' first bullion bank, has at least 77 subsidiaries worldwide. The Committee of 300 through the United Nations Organization awarded the Treasury Certificate of the People of the Philippine Islands, that contains President Marcos Yalingkalubanat-Tapan last will, and testament in English. Please refer to pages 37 to 83 in PDF copy, which he executed in Malacanang Palace, Manila, on December 20, 1985. On June 29, 1992, then Philippine President Corazon Aquino officially confirmed President Marcos' divine wealth, which is not ill-gotten, based on his last will and testament that is included in the Treasury Certificate. Based on the Treasury Certificate's general party information, the name of signatory/trustee/keeper/holder is Anthony Santiago Martin ASM, which is my code name. Thus, I'm the owner of the following accounts. The Treasury Certificate page 70 in PDF copy includes these accounts, which have been time deposited with 4% per annum since January 1, 1966. Bank of the Philippine Islands, account numbers, net balances, 20, 77, 73, 05, US dollars 52 trillion. Central Bank of the Philippine Islands, 34, 87, 57, 48, 55, 85, 2, US dollars 500 billion, sponsored by 20,000 metric tons of gold, 77, 79, 18, 27, 8. US Infinite. The Treasury Certificate's declassified copy is viewable and downloadable in PDF format through this web link go.gl/bcr, RBT Google Drive. President Marcos initiated the first Manila Summit Conference, now the ASEAN Summit, on October 24 to 25, 1966, and the Volcanic Summit Law on January 24 to 25, 1967, earmarking $500 Callian US dollars followed by 42 zeros, which is the legitimate source of the IBS, for the forthcoming Divine Master Plan of the New World Society. As President Marcos' legitimate son, successor heir, and trustee, I'm the implementer of the Divine Master Plan regarding the ECOSOC Article 55. Page 3 of 50. The Office of the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of the Philippines (CBP) in Manila officially issued on August 11, 1974, my 26th birthday, the Certificate of Re-establishment of El Banco Español Filipino Offshore Capital Banking System, proclaiming that Antonio de Ayala and family illegally misused El Banco Español, known as the Bank of the Philippine Islands (BPI). The CBP certified that El Banco Español de Zobel Segundo, which is the first bullion bank established on August 1, 1851, is the sole founder of the CBP, established on January 3, 1949. Based on the said certificate, I, as GVMLSM 666, my official code name, is the successor heir in the verified sole ownership of the Code of Flat Coran El Banco Español de Zobel Segundo, or El Banco Filipino Español Offshore Capital. Office of the Monetary Board of Central Bank of the Philippines, Manila, Certificate of Re-establishment of El Banco Español Filipino Offshore Capital Banking System, under Republic Act 6424, PD number 1034, and PD number 1453. The Statement of the Central General Order number 1. Whereas, the King Felipe II, King Ferdinand VII, and Her Majesty Queen Isabel II, as absolute ownership of the Hacienda Filipinas covered by OCT 01-4 with 7,169 island and islets, 1565, El Banco Español de Zobel Segundo, the first bullion bank established August 1, 1851, and the sole founder of the Central Bank of the Philippines, established January 3, 1949. 40% of share of stock the Filipinos and government, 60% for the El Banco Español Filipino Offshore Capital DVMLSM 666. Whereas, the El Banco Español Offshore Capital, represented by the only successor heir for a time being, supported his asset and commodities in trust to Central Bank of the Philippines, covered by several treaties. TVMLSM 666 as umbrella code account in special trust, to open the vault to vault, and ledger to ledger with export, permit to expanded the commercial bank around the world. But the Central Bank of the Philippines is only manager and duly responsible of this trust, and trust the following item, to wit. 1. Gold certificate numbers 083-032L50. 2. Gold certificate numbers 083-033L50. 3. Gold certificate numbers 89-003L50. 4. Gold certificate numbers 92-009L50. 5. Gold certificate numbers 93-010L50. 6. Gold certificate numbers 94-110L50. 7. Gold certificate numbers 94-011L50. 8. Gold certificate numbers 94-11L50. 9. Gold certificate numbers 95-11L50. 10. Gold certificate numbers 109-02-50. All asset maturity 2000 plus 7 years moratorium ended 2007. Whereas, these assets duly agreed 1% interest per annum effective in the year 1950, plus 60% lion share 40 VMLSM 666 a successor heir in interest of the sole ownership of the Code of Coran Flat, El Banco Español Diezable Segundo or El Banco Filipino Offshore Capital. Whereas, the El Banco Español illegally used by Antonio de Ayala and family, known as Bank of the Philippine Island BPI, the heir is to implement the Trilateral Act Number 61 and the Embargo Act 1807 after maturity. Whereas, the El Banco Español offshore capital have been organized 77 prime commercial banks around the world, have been liability of trust assets maturity 2007 with 2% interest per annum, 2007 updated to balance sheet, withdrawn for implement the master plan duly committed during 22 head of state in UNCTAD, Cancun, Mexico October 4, 1982. Page 4 of 50. The signatories of this certificate are the following. Tiburcio V. Marcos, me as the owner and sole signatory, then President Ferdinand E. Marcos as my legal counsel, Gregorio Licorice as the fourth governor of the CBP, Father Jose Antonio Diaz as my metal trust depositor, Iso Kano as the president of Indonesia and my trust depositor. El Banco Español Filipino Offshore Capital DVMLSM 666 is duly registered in the Bank International Settlement, Trilateral Nations, U.S. Federal Board of Governors System, World Bank and IMF. Since my ownership is protected by the Philippine and international laws, I can lawfully enforce Embargo Act 1807 to repossess the illegally misused El Banco Español, and replaced with the present name BPI in 1912. Whereas, the El Banco Español Offshore Capital LSM 666 duly registered in the Bank International Settlement, such as Trilateral Nations, U.S. Federal Board of Governors System, International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, approve October 4, 1976, and the Board of Governor of the Central Bank, upon the receipt of final guidelines and other corresponding documents panel TVMLSM 666, authorized to withdrawn and deposit any affiliated banks around the world, where his assets is located Tiburcio Villamor Marcos is sole owner / signatory of all trust lodged in trust maturity 2007. Whereas, under Section 3, this certificate of authority, to operate the offshore banking system, contributing the world economic problem for a time being comes, and other relevant factors, since the U.S. President G. Washington CR 1790, 1902, 1932, 1942, 1970 to the gold bullion as the principal backup of all legal tender governed by the law of treaties ended 2007. Now therefore, I Ferdinand E. Marcos, President of the Philippines, by virtue of the power in me vested by the Constitution, do hereby adapting, and proclaim the El Español Offshore Capital for the purpose, to help the World Economic Development Program of Action in accordance with International Banking Law of Bailment, Section 7, 10, 11, the Philippines Banking System Section 1, and Section 4, Republic Act No. 6426. PD number 1034 and PD number 6426 is amended. Done in the office of the Monetary Board of Governor 11th of August in the year of our Lord 1974. Signed, Gregorio Licorice, Governor Central Bank of the Philippines. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Legal Counsel of TVMLSM 666. Signed, Father Jose Antonio Diaz alias Severino Santa Romana et al., Metal Trust Depositor of TVMLSM 666, signed, Iso Kono, President of Indonesia, Trust Depositor of TVM. LSM 666, signed, Tiburcio V. Marcus, owner and sole signatory, coded name 010227408. U.S. Treasury, ID number, IC60 8479, U.S. Federal Reserve ID number, C60 8479. Page 5 of 50. Respective copies of this document were submitted to the Supreme Court, Office of the President, Office of the Ombudsman, Office of the Secretary of the Department of Justice, Office of the Senate President, and Blue Ribbon Oversight Office Management of the Senate of the Philippines in 2017. No one falsely accused me of bastarding the original General Banking Act. The General Banking Act's original copy has crucial statements and terms, which are obliterated in the Act's edited online version for public access. Excerpts, Proof of Authority. Office of the President, Republic of the Philippines, Malacanang. CB Circular 343 PD number 1034, organized by 9 World Bank and 7 IMF, trilateral ID number 54 32 11 01 10, the World Asset Access Reserve since 1948. Registration Certificate number 00020663-8, US Federal ID number C60 84 79 and US Treasury ID number IC60 84 79. The Charter of El Banco Español de Zobel II, World Bank DTV MLSM 666, the General Banking Act, Republic Act No. 337 as amended, Special Proviso Law, Irrevocable Order. Page 6 of 50. The General Banking Act Republic Act No. 337 as amended, refers to the Charter of El Banco Español Filipino de Zobel II World Bank DTV MLSM 666 the Spanish Filipino Bank of Zobel II World Bank of TV MLSM 666. The Act identifies El Banco Español World Bullion as related to the United Nations Bilateral Mines Field Breakthrough Successor Agreement BMBSA. Refer to the Act's Section 3, page 9 in PDF copy. Based on the Act's Section 3B and H, the entrustee or the bailee, who violated the terms of the trust receipt, is criminally liable for the crime of estafa under Article 315, Paragraph 1b of the Revised Penal Code, to wit, b. by misappropriating or converting, to the prejudice of another, money, goods, or any other personal property received by the offender in trust or on commission, or for administration, or under any other obligation involving the duty to make delivery of, or to return the same, even though such obligation be totally, or partially guaranteed by a bond, or by denying, having received such money, goods, or other property. The Act's full 10-page copy is downloadable online through goo.gl/srvp2s. Office of the President, Republic of the Philippines, Malacanang. CB Circular 343 PD number 1034, organized by 9 World Bank and 7 IMF, trilateral ID number 54 32 11 01 10. The World Asset Access Reserve since 1948, registration certificate number 00020663-8, US Federal ID number C60 84 79 and US Treasury ID number IC60 84 79. The Charter of El Banco Español de Zobel Segundo, World Bank DTV MLSM 666, the General Banking Act, Republic Act No. 337 as amended, Special Proviso Law, Irrevocable Order. Chapter 1, Title and Definitions. Section 1. The short title of this act shall be the General Banking Act, Exclusive Used Code of L50 Loan for 50 years 2009. Section 2. Only entities duly authorized by the Monetary Board of Central Bank may engage in the lending of funds obtained from the public through the receipt of deposit of any kind, and all entities regularly conducting such operations shall be considered as banking institution, and shall be subject to the provisions of this Act of the Central Bank Act, and of other pertinent laws. The terms banking institution and bank, as used in this Act, are synonymous and interchangeable and specifically include commercial banks, stock savings bank and loan associations, and branches and agencies in the Philippines of foreign banks herein, after called Philippine branches of El Banco Español World Bullion and subsidiaries El Banco Español Offshore Capital Worldwide. The Monetary Board may regulate the activities of the persons and entities which as agents of banks. In no case may the Monetary Board authorize the drawing of checks against deposits not maintained in banks or branches or agencies thereof as amended by Presidential Decree No. 71. 1-49. El Banco Español Filipino de Zobel Segundo and El Banco Español Filipino Offshore Capital with overseas extension are the same. Page 7 of 50. Presidents Gerald R. Ford and Marcus, Queen Elizabeth II and others officially issued on October 4, 1976 a copy of this reconfirmation of trust deposit to 9 World Bank and 7 IMF El Banco Español Offshore Capital DTVM with the sum of US dollars 300 followed by 39 zeros protected by several treatises and global immunities and free from all liens and encumbrances, and without criminal origin. Office of the President of the Philippines, Malacanang Palace, Manila. Reconfirmation of trust deposit in trust to 9 World Bank and 7 IMF El Banco Español Offshore Capital DTVM. The Bank International Settlement Switzerland, Credit Suisse and Netherlands certified the special grant under Global Account Code AAA, AO, 01-4 as umbrella code on INA, ABA, TVMLSM 666 in form of MCD as backup of uncut US dollars, yen, euro, NKD, RM fund transfer all over the world, CB Circular 343. PD. Number 1034 and CB clearance, peso to dollar TVMLSM 666 as legal proponent project ECOSOC United Nations Article 55, 57, and 63. We further certified the Board of Governors pursuant to ministerial summit held on 4th day October 1976 in Manila. The said trust assets of codename flat AAAO01-4MCD, the sum of $300,000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 0.00 protected by several treaties, global immunities declared no criminal origin, no liens and encumbrances, since 1851. Covered by irrevocable letters of authority issued to sole heir, sole signatory in favor to TVMLFM 666 as follows. Account Control Code, US Fed, ID number C60-84-79, UST ID number IC60-84-79, account number 975-432-01-10-010-22-74. OA. Verification with Bloomberg Screen ICFAAA 130-03-00, QSIP number 775, 1200, 377. This coupon are recorded in St. Vincent West Indies with insurance company and all assets withdrawable after maturity year 2009 or restructuring. If the commercial banking system institution coordinate the bilateral Mimesfield successor breakthrough agreement in accordance with section 7, 10, and 11. Done in Malacanang Palace this 4th day of October 1976. Signed. T. Page Nelson, Director, Foreign Currency, signed, Preston Martin, Vice Chairman, U.S. Federal Reserve, signed, Gerald R. Ford, President, United States of America, signed, Gaston Egmont Thorne, President, UN General Assembly, signed, Queen Elizabeth II, Head of Trilateral Commission, signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines. Currently, I'm the chairman of 10 world banks, which include the American Indian Sovereign Nation and Central Bank as the 10th World Bank. Page 8 of 50. The Board of Governors of the Central Bank of the Philippines officially issued on October 4, 1976 this certificate ownership trusteeship about my account with the sum of $300 followed by 39 zeros. Presidents Marcos and Ford and Queen Elizabeth II signed this certificate. Central Bank of the Philippines, Office of the Monetary Board of Governor, Manila. Certificate of Depositor, Ownership, Trusteeship. In trust to 9 world banks, 7 International Monetary Fund IMF, deposited in special grant under Global Account Code AAA-A001, for Mother. Account Code of Quran, flat MCD LSM 666 in a USD protected by Treaty of Perpetual PD number 1034, 1453 and Act number 6426. Know all men by these presents. We the Board of Governors pursuant to the multilateral, annual ministerial summit held on 4th of October 1976, certified that there have been trust account per record ledger to ledger, recorded in the Bank for International Settlement CH 4002 Basel Switzerland and Credit Suisse Geneva 1211. Switzerland is integral part of 1950 bilateral Mimesfield successor breakthrough agreement exported to European countries. We further certify these trust account of AAA-AO-01-4, flat, MCD, Quran, the sum of 300, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 0000 backup of AU metals, diamond and platinum withdrawable after maturity year 2007, protected by Treaty of General Agreement, Global Immunity. Security insurance, no lien and encumbrances in accordance with account number 97, 54, 32, 01, 10 a special global account code number 01, 022, 74OA. Done in the office of the Board of Governor of Central Bank of the Philippines this 4th of October in the year of our Lord 1976. Signed, Gregorio Licorice, Governor, Central Bank of the Philippines. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President. Legal Counsel of TVMLSM 666. Signed, Gerald R. Ford, President. United States of America. Signed, Gaston Egmont Thorne, President of the General Assembly of the United Nations. Signed, Queen Elizabeth II, Head of Trilateral Commission. Signed, Fred Ruz Castro, Chief Justice, Supreme Court of the Philippines. Certificate of Depositor Ownership Trusteeship in Trust to 9 World Banks, 7 International Monetary Fund IMF. Deposited in special grant under Global Account Code AAAO-01-4 Mother Account Code of Quran, Flat MCD LSM 666 in a USD protected by Treaty of Perpetual PD No. 1034, 1453. And Act Number 6426. Know all men by these presents we the Board of Governors pursuant to the multilateral annual ministerial summit held on 4th of October 1976, certified that there have been trust account per record ledger to ledger, recorded the Bank for International Settlement CH 4002 Basel, Switzerland and Credit Suisse Geneva 1211 Itzel is integral part of 1950 bilateral Mansfield Successor Breakthrough Agreement exported European countries. We further certify these trust account of AAAO-01-4-flat MCD Coran the sum of 300, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 0000 backup of AU metals, diamond D platinum withdrawable after maturity year 2007 protected by Treaty of General Agreement, Global Immunity, Security Insurance, no lien and encumbrances in accordance with account number 75, 43, 20, 11, 0 as special global. Account code number 01, 022, 74OA. Page 9 of 50. My oath of office in the Supreme Court reveals the following facts. My code name is GVMLSM 666. I'm of El Banco Espinal. I'm the last successor heir of Prince Julian Macleod Delano II in the ownership of Hacienda Filipina Archipelago. I'm the 7th Star Governor General and overall Commander-in-Chief of H World United Nations Military Government. I'm the founder of LSM Alpha Omega Global Marshall Program. I'm the World Peace Promoter. I officially swore on August 11, 1976, my 28th birthday. Supreme Court of the Philippines, Manila. Oath of Office. I, Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, coded TVMLSM 66601-022-740, Kingfisher Farnest Harbor King, Inner, ABBA, 777, AAA, MCD, WVM, CCD, Philanthropist, 7th White Stallion, SCD. C1, C2, 19, 21, 777, Aval Banco Espinal, Hacienda Filipina Archipelago, having been appointed last successor heir of Prince Julian Macleod Tolano, Princess Isabel III and Princess Maria Cristina III, Mortis Causa, H. World United Nations Military Philippine Government effective 2007 as 7-star Governor General and Commander-in-Chief. Founder of LSM Alpha Omega Global Marshall Program in accordance with United Nations ECOSOC Article 55. Do hereby solemnly swear, that in the 11th day of August 1978, that I will well and faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties of my present position as Governor General and Commander-in-Chief of H. World United Nations Military Government under Special Proviso, Mortis Causa effective January 2007. I may hereafter hold under the UN Trilateral Commission for Peace, to all nations 2 nations as World Peace Promoter. That I will support, and defend the Constitution of the Philippines. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will obey the laws, new legal order, decree, and proclamation promulgated by the law duly constituted by the authorities of the Republic of the Philippines, and to the international government, and that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Signed, Honorable Fredruz Castro, Chief Justice. Supreme Court of the Philippines. Signed, Governor General Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, 7-star General Het Foudy Reest King Justice of Nations, Governor General Overall Commander-in-Chief, in accordance of Mortis Causa. Subscribed and sworn to before me, a notary public for, and in the city of Manila, Philippines this 11th of August 1978. Document number 1455, page number 94, book number 76, series of 1978. Signed, Attorney Ponciano H. Alivio, Notary Public, until December 31st, 1978 PTR. Number 83, 69, 769. Page 10 of 50. The Supreme Court of the Philippines officially issued this declaration, verifying my authenticity as the heir of Code of Coron with my code name of TVMLSM 666 and the new successor heir of Real Estate Properties 01-4 covered by OCTT 01-4 and other asset commodities. Supreme Court of the Philippines. Declaration of Principles and State Policies. Know all men by these presents. Pursuant to Section 3, the Philippines renounce war between the ownership of OCT 01-4, since 1904 ended 1914, 1963 ended 1974, the government was lost upon the issuance of subpoena duces tactum issued by the Court of First Instance of Rizal, 7th Judicial District, 28, Pasay City, in compliance to the motion of the Office of the Solicitor General and the National Bureau of Investigation (NBI) over the authenticity of the heir of Code of Coron TVMLSM 666, New successor heir of real estate properties 01-4, and other asset commodities. Now therefore, I, Ferdinand D. Marcos, President of the Republic of the Philippines, by virtue of power vested in me by the Constitution, approved and amended by Supreme Court of the Philippines adopting the proclamation, Declaration of Gift of Love by His Excellency President Elpidio Quirino, confronted by Central Bank Governor, Honorable Miguel Cuaderno Sr. Series of 1949-4. TVMLSM 666. In order to give such person the last successor heir, TVMLSM 666 is the sole owner of 7,169 islands/islets all over Philippine archipelago and other assets of the family clan. In accordance with the Rule of Ownership Section 6, the state shall promote social justice, to ensure the dignity, welfare, and security of the people towards the end. The state shall regulate the acquisition of properties under Section 1 of the law under Bill of Rights of Ownership. No person shall deprived of life, liberty of his private property without due process of law, nor shall any persons be denied the equal protection of the law. Furthermore, the said land with mining location, embracing the whole Philippines and North Borneo archipelago consisting of 7,169 islands/islets including Turtle Island and Spratly Island covered by OCT 01-4, in the year 1949 has been turned over to his new successor heir in interest in the name of Tiburcio Villamor Marcos under proclamation of gift of love protected by Treaty of Perpetual, lawfully registered in Trilateran Society Commission under the law of international, and recognized by the League of the 172 countries. Therefore, in accordance with Republic Act 26 TVMLSM 666 in the year 2005 have been full authority to move, remove and undertaking with discretionary power of the Code of Coron, Cruz, Villamor, Tolano's family clan properties, assets deposited in trust by the trustee. All gold bullion, El Banco Espanol Filipino de Isabel Segundo, Hacienda Islas Filipina. The land grabbers and all squatting from local and national government in the subject areas premises would be mandatory to vacate, and clear as earliest time as possible, otherwise the court would be hesitate, and ceased this order. Page 1 of 2. The force of the law against anyone defying this order, and in violation of the law of ownership Article 426, 427 and 428, Civil Code of the Philippines Article 315, 171, 172 Article 16, 17, 18, and 19 of the Penal Code. A disbarment case will be filed against your lawyers who will oppose the Supreme Court's declaration of state principles and policies. Page 11 of 50. On September 11, 1978, my father's 78th birthday, this declaration was officially signed by my father, Supreme Court Chief Justice Fred Ruz Castro, Judge Enrique Agana, Governor Gregorio Licaris, Assistant Executive President Roberto Reyes, and me as project proponent, funder and successor heir of the Code of Coron. I can implement the Embargo Act of 1807 against felonious land grabbers and illegal occupants using spurious titles and obtained from OCTT 01-4. For instance, the Ayala corporations or real estate's properties have fake titles GU.GL/NZQQXT. Therefore, I can evict and convict all land grabbers and illegal occupants, and confiscate such properties from the corporation. BPI's head office building in 6768 Ayala Avenue is not exempt from my confiscation. All BPI's assets and properties are confiscatable worldwide. Maria Lord Sereno's replacement in the Supreme Court may be the prelude to the full implementation of Embargo Act of 1807 starting this year. The Supreme Court is duty-bound to implement the previous court's orders. The International Court of Justice can enforce the Embargo Act of 1807 in coordination with the United Nations International Security Council. To avoid further cost and damages the aggrieved parties intervener had suffered since 1904 to 1914, 1963 to 1974. The felonious land grabbers and illegal occupants using fake titles. Henceforth, whereof, the Embargo Act 1807 may be implemented in accordance with Charter to Charter of the United Nations Article 2. So order. Done in the Maharlika Palace this 11th of September in the year of our Lord 1978. Signed, Fredruz Castro, Chief Justice, Supreme Court of the Philippines. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Enrique Agana, Executive Judge, Court of Pasay. Signed, Roberto V. Reyes, Assistant Executive President, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Gregorio S. Licaris, Governor, Central Bank of the Philippines. Signed, Tiburcio V. Marcos, Project Proponent/Funder, Successor heir of Code of Quran. Page 2 of 2. In fact, Judge Aganda proclaimed OCTT 01-4 as duly registered under Land Registration Act 496 on October 3, 1904, and under Cadastral Act 2259. An essential requisite of Torrens title GU.GL/LE6K1M page 76. Page 12 of 50. In his capacity as the duly appointed Land Registration Commissioner, Antonio M. Nobly has officially issued on January 3, 1964 his certification that all land titles, which were not derived from OCTT 01-4 that is duly registered under LRA Act No. 496 a Torrens system, are verified fraudulent. With reference to the Supreme Court's en banc GR number L12-12-8 dated March 31, 1959, the Supreme Court aptly affirmed Commissioner Nobly has resolution in toto, denying petitioner BPI's appeal in an isolated case. Republic of the Philippines, Land Registration Commission, Manila. Certification. To whom it may concern. This is to certify after the said original certificate of title number T01-4 was been issued in the name of Lacan Louis Antaguian in 1764, under the law of West Indies, during British occupation, said land title had been recalled by the complaint of Don Hermogenes Rodriguez, but it was registered anew in the name of Prince Julian Macleod Tolano, the Tajian descendant and only son of Raja Soleiman and Princess Taha Kaha, by virtue of Spanish Royal Order of 1864, Royal Order 01-4 Protocol on the year 1864. After which, there is no other land title that was issued covering the whole archipelago, except that OCT number T01-4 which was registered anew under moral law and the Land Registration Act of 496 and the name was gone from the Cadastral Act proceedings as required under the Republic Act 2259. That the Greater Manila area including Cavite Province, San Pedro, Laguna, Santa Rosa and Binin Laguna up to San Jose, Talisay have no other title, except that its expediency under TCT number T408, while that Quezon City, Caloocan, Valenzuela, Micaoan, San Jose del Monte, Santa Maria, Norzagaray, Angat, Marilao, and Giginto of the province of Bulacan, including that Marikina, San Mateo, Montalban, Tanay, Taytay, Angono, Beris, Cainta, Antipolo, Halahala, Palilia, Teresa, and Cardona and Morong the same have no other land title, except that of TCT number 498, which are both derivative of its OCT number T01-4, which are the subject matter under LRC/civil case number 3957P of the CFI, branch 28, in Pasay City. Furthermore, any land title that were issued in OCT in the same area and other provinces are confirmed fraudulent, including that transfer certificate of titles which were not derivative from said OCT number T01-4, which is a perfect and good title and duly registered under Section 124 of Land Registration Act number 496. A Torrens system in character, with approved survey plan of PSU 2031 and re-evaluated under CAD, Decree number 297. The following land titles and owner certificate of title are found not duly recorded and registered in the Registry of Land Titles and Deeds of this Commission and even in other office of the Register of Deeds, in the provinces. OCT number 543, OCT 994, OCT 333, OCT 393, OCT 374, OCT 730, OCT 498, OCT 408, OCT 409, 407, 406, 405, 404, OCT 779, OCT 160, OCT 161, 162 to OCT 175, OCT 601 to OCT 609. OCT 136, OCT 169, OCT 2573, OCT 339, OCT 4080 to 4090, OCT 600 to 620, OCT 209 to OCT 300, OCT number 993 to OCT number 1002, OCT 334 to OCT 400, OCT 778, OCT number 777 up to OCT 809, OCT number 901 to 993, OCT 621 to OCT number 700, OCT 291 and OCT 995, OCT number 1001. This certification has been issued upon written request of Honorable Solicitor General Felix Macasia, to controvert the defendant Esteban Benitez Tolano and Gregorio Madrigal Acap's accusation against the government, that it conspired from the falsification of the said OCT number 01-4 and TCT number 408 and TCT number 498, which said charges are baseless, considering that this commission and the Register of Deeds in other provinces had never issued other land title. Issued this 3rd day of January, 1964, here in the city of Manila, Philippines. Paid under OR number 23, 27, 8, date of issue January 3rd, 1964, record section LRC. Signed, Antonio M. Noblehaz, LRC Commissioner. Page 13 of 50. This Supreme Court order officially confirms that I'm the successor of El Banco Espanol HSBC, founded by Sir Thomas Sutherland, and El Banco Espanol Filipino de Isabel II, or El Banco Espanol Filipino Offshore Capital, have vast asset commodities lodged in trust in various prime banks around the world. Supreme Court of the Philippines, Manila. Supreme Court order. With the blessing of our Supreme Being, with this judicial enhancement over victim of injustice and greatest land and gold grabbers headed by ex-President Diosdado Macapagal, the Secretary of Finance, The Monetary Authority, the Solicitor General per submission report of National Bureau of Investigation NBI and the Blue Ribbon Committee, the head of state failed to deviate, entering with the last successor heir of Prince Julian MacLeod. Tilano family clan, owner of Hacienda Filipina Archipelago, OCT-01-4, consisting of 7,169 islands and islets, protected by Presidential Decree 1143, and El Banco Esperol Filipino de Zobel Secundo or El Banco Esperol Filipino Offshore Capital, protected by Presidential Decree 1034. The First Bullion Bank of the Philippines have 77 subsidiaries around the world, controlled by trust deposit, asset commodities lodged in trust in different prime banks around the world, to mention Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation HSBC, banks in Hong Kong, banks in China, banks in Switzerland, Union Bank of Switzerland, banks in Germany, banks in Asian and European nations. Therefore, by virtue of court order in accordance with Republic Act 26, Section 4, all assets, commodities, gold deposit, shall be withdrawn by Code TVMLSM 666, El Banco Español Offshore Capital owned by Tiburcio Villamor Marcos. Therefore further, ordering the Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation that Tiburcio Villamor Marcos is the successor of El Banco Esperol, HSBC managed by Sir Thomas Sutherland, appointed founder of Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation HSBC, where the asset commodities properties are integral part of the gift of love, last will and testament, and bilateral Minesfield successor breakthrough agreement signed by international government, protected by several treaties, global immunities, securities, gents, and Redeemers Code 1738 to 777. Henceforth further, all servicing prime banks refuse to coordinate to the world legal order under Declaration of Principles and State Policies, pursuant to Section 3 and the Law of Ownership Article 426, 427, and 428, shall not be excused to the hammer of the law and penalty thereof. The government of the Philippines was lost upon the issuance of subpoena duces tactum issued by the Court of First Instance, incorporated under LRC Civil Case No. 3957P in 7th Judicial District of Rizal Branch 28, 1974, adopted the Embargo Act 1807 under Rules of Trilateral Nations Article 61, to execute starting in 2005. So order. Supreme Court of the Philippines, Padre Pora, Manila, this 11th of August 1977. Signed, Fred Ruz Castro, Chief Justice, Supreme Court of the Philippines. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Enrique Agana, Presiding Judge. Signed, Roberto V. Reyes, Assistant Executive Secretary of the President. This Supreme Court order verifies that I, as TVMLSM 666, am the owner of the El Banco Español Filipino Offshore Capital. The refusal of all servicing prime banks to coordinate with the world legal order under the Declaration of State Principles and State Policies are punishable under the Embargo Act of 1807 and other applicable laws. Page 14 of 50. The United Kingdom's Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation HSBC has my 14 infinite accounts in US dollars that are directly associated with my Qing dynasty for mirroring and or matching and or putting up any currency. Refer to pages 119, 120 and numbers 828, 830 of the IBS PDF copy. You may read my official directive about me as Emperor Chuatali of the King/Ming/Tang dynasties through these two web links: goo.gl/ka7 Digital Flipbook and goo.gl/fqquk4 Google Drive. My trustee, Severino Santaramana, Dr. Jose P. Rizal's alias with account numbers 01-10-11-23-45 has the deposit of $100 trillion in the HSBC Bank of Los Angeles, California on October 2, 1972. HSBC Bank of Los Angeles, California. October 2, 1972. Severino Santaramana. Cash account holder. Statement of account. Account number 01-10-11-23-45. Account code MCD as integral part of cash. Cash account deposit $100 trillion $. Bank of Los Angeles, California, confirmed under full banking responsibility the safekeeping of the account described therein. This transaction is highly confidential and verification is not applicable. Only the account holder or account signatory is authorized to break the PIN code and password. If and when the code will be open, and engraved certificate vignette must be presented with the original documents of cash deposit gold key card of the master vault cash deposit, so that the cash amount stated therein could be released and withdrawn. $100 trillion. Severino Santaramana. Page 15 of 50. This Supreme Court order proclaims that I'm the last successor heir of Prince Julian MacLeod Delano, my grandfather, gold bullion owner, via El Banco Español Filipino and Hacienda Filipina Archipelago. All land and gold grabbers including BPI will pay cost suit and damages with substantial relief of 2 billion pesos plus 7% per annum effective as of March 21, 1974. Defiance by any means of this Supreme Court order is construed as an obstruction of justice. Contempt of court as a heavy punishment. Supreme Court of the Philippines, Manila. Supreme Court order. With the blessing of our Supreme Being, with this judicial enhancement over victim of injustice and greatest land grabber scandals, the Republic of the Philippines, represented by ex-President Diosdado Macapagal, the Secretary of Finance, the Solicitor General through Blue Ribbon Committee, failed to deviate, entering with the last successor heir of Prince Julian MacLeod Delano, owner of gold bullion, through El Banco Español Filipino and Hacienda Filipina Archipelago, consisting of 7,169 islands and islets. But to settle once and for all over the real estate properties covered by TOCT-01-4, together with the return of precious metals and stones, the gold bullion 617,500 metric tons managed by Central Bank of the Philippines, maturity 2005 as loan for 50 years for the backup of legal tender currency. The 1 million platinum, gold and diamond precious stone all AAACR 99 01 58 99 01 58 8 plus baby box managed by Banka Narodna Yugoslavia, exported to European countries and Asian Pacific countries under long-term investment program. Deposited by the truster of Tiburcio Villamor Marcus, coded TVMLSM 666, represented by Father Jose Antonio Diaz alias Severino Santaramana and his 18 aliases et al., assisted by TVMLSM 666 legal counsel attorney Ferdinand Edrelin Marcus and Mr. Isokano of Indonesia, code dinner. Therefore whereof, in accordance with Republic Act No. 26, Section 4, that said 50 years gold reserved, Trust deposit could only be withdrawn by the last successor heir Tiburcio Villamor Marcus coded TVMLSM 666, ABBA, Harbor King, Kingfisher, Koran, Inner, Flat, Fanurst King, 01, 0, 22. 7408 etc., 2005. Therefore further we the undersigned order, that all land and gold grabbers, is amending and had ratified, since the decision is final dated December 14, 1973 with prejudice and pronouncement as to pay, cost suit and damages with substantial relief of 2 billion pesos, 2 billion.00 plus 7% interest per annum effective March 21, 1974. All copy of this order addressed to all Register of Deeds nationwide and implementation of Embargo Act 1807. The Honorable Register of Deeds of the Province of Rizal and Bulacan to comply these orders return all properties for the new successor heir Tiburcio Villamor Marcus coded TVMLSM 666, in consonance of the lands, precious stone and metals, the judgment order, otherwise, defiance by any mean construed as an obstruction of justice therefore contempt of court should be applied with heavy penalty. Against defying Register of Deeds, Secretary of Finance and Central Bank of the Philippines. So ordered. Supreme Court of the Philippines, March 21, 1974. Signed, Fred Ruz Castro, Chief Justice, Supreme Court of the Philippines. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Enrique Agana, Executive Judge, Court of Pasay. Signed, Antonio M. Noblehaz, Commissioner, Land Registration Commission. Page 16 of 50. This Supreme Court order proclaimed on August 4, 1978 that OCTT 01-4 Hacienda Isla Filipina is absolutely existing, authentic, and registered in accordance with the Land Registration Act 496 of 1902. There is no title issued earlier than the indefeasible and imprescriptible OCTT 01-4. Gold bullion, diamond, precious stone, and platinum were deposited in trust worldwide by my trustee El Banco Espanol Filipino de Zobel Segundo. Supreme Court of the Philippines. Manila. Supreme Court Order. This OCTT 01-4 Hacienda Islas Filipina is absolutely existing, and found authentic, and was registered in accordance with LRA 496 of 1902 which caused the issuance of Decree 297 under GLRO 475 on October 3, 1904 after two years court battle in the Isla of the Court of Land Registration in favor of Code of Coran Flat known as Cruz Villamor Talanas family clan Lacantaguian Talano, grandfather of Tiburcio Villamor Marcus coded TVMLSM 666 in 1949 by virtue of assignment. Perpetual without let of hindrance as integral part of gold bullion, diamond precious stone, and platinum, deposited in trust around the world by his trustee, El Banco Espanol Filipino de Zobel Segundo. The said land embracing the whole archipelago with an island/islets of 7,169 including Turtle Islands, Spratly Island and Sabah North Borneo has been placed for second court proceeding in compliance to Cadastral Act 2259 of 1913, but the name found, said lands is eligibly and lawfully registered. Under the laws that cause the Cadastral Court to order the Bureau of Land for the resurvey of the subject Hacienda Islas Filipina Archipelago, and had an assigned plan number 1169, PSU 2031 under cadastral number 4720 in favor of the landowner after long court battle which ended on March 14. 1914 then 1963 the Philippine government file in court of Pasay under LRC/civil case number 3957P. The government lost again in 7th of May 1972 to end March 21, 1974. Whereas the same land is found in accordance with Article 4 and Article 5 of Royal Decree of June 1880, and is exempted under Royal Decree of July 15, 1881 and October 6, 1881. Furthermore, in accordance with LRC/civil case number 3957P Republic Act 26, upon the execution of last will and testament, deed of adjudication, proclamation of gift of love, deed of conveyance Tiburcio Villamor Marcus coded TVMLSM 666 is the successor heir in interest of Prince Julian MacLeod. Tolano, Code of Quran, Flat 01, 777 MCDAA Kingfisher, protected by the law of ownership Article 426, 427 and 428. So order, this 4th of August 1978. All Register of Deeds of the Province of Rizal and Pasig and the Board of Governor of Central Bank of the Philippines, General Order No. 1 all over Philippine Archipelago including Sabah North Borneo. The LRC/civil case number 997 of CFI Branch 28. Pasay City has incorporated to LRC/civil case number 3957P upon the execution of this documents in accordance with Section 4, Republic Act 26, Tiburcio Villamor Marcus coded. TVMLSM 666 is now the absolute successor heir owner of all asset commodities lodged in trust in Central Bank of the Philippines, Land Bank of the Philippines, Philippine National Banks, and other prime banks in the Philippines including foreign banks around the world. Maturity 2005. Padre Porra Street, Ermita, Manila this 1978. Signed, Fred Ruz Castro, Chief Justice, Supreme Court of the Philippines. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Enrique Agana, Executive Judge, Court of Pasay. Signed, Roberto V. Reyes, Assistant Executive Secretary at the President. Signed, Gregorio Licaris, Governor, Central Bank of the Philippines. Signed, Antonio M. Noblehaz, Commissioner, Land Registration Commission. Seal of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, Seal of the President of the Philippines, Seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines 1949, Seal of the Bureau of Lands Philippines. Internal Revenue Documentary Stamps. Page 17 of 50. The Central Bank of the Philippines officially issued on October 2, 1986 the Certificate of Entitlement and Special Trust Deposit, verifying that I'm the successor of Prince Julian MacLeod Tolano II in the ownership of the El Banco Espanol Filipino de Zobel Segundo na BPI, Hacienda Isla Filipina Archipelago Philippines, gold bullion, precious stone, and all trust deposits here and abroad. Seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines. Seal of the Supreme Court of the Philippines. Signed, Attorney Fred Ruz Castro, Notary Public, until December 31, 1986. Office of the Monetary Board of Governor, Manila. Certificate of Entitlement, and Special Trust Deposit, under Declaration of Gift of Love, Mortis Causa since 1949, supported by Court Order, Republic Act 28, Bank International Settlement, Boston, and Switzerland, Treaty of Paris and Treaty of Versailles. Inventory List, Summary, and Confirmation of Deposit, recorded in U.S. Federal U.S. Treasury, World Bank and British Archive. We, the undersigned, the Board of Governor of Central Bank of the Philippines Jose B. Fernandez Jr., President of the United States of America His Excellency President Ronald Reagan and ex-President Ferdinand E. Marcos, Father Jose Antonio Diaz alias Severino Santa Romana et al., and William Villamor Morales Trust Depositor of TVMLSM 666 and Tiburcio Villamor Marcos. Coded LSM 666 the successor heir of Prince Julian Macleod Tolano owner of El Banco Español Filipino de Isabel Segundo, Hacienda Isla Filipina Archipelago, gold bullion, precious stone and all trust deposit inside and outside of the Philippines duly approved and recognized by Fund Committee headed by Trilateral Commission of Global Funder, U.S. Treasury, U.S. Federal Reserve System, World Bank, International Monetary Fund IMF and the financing institutions use the code of 01-4, code of flat and the code of Coran and the code of LSM 666. The master plan of the World Economic and Peace Development Projects under the New World Legal Order of the United Nations Conference Trade and Development and TAD, under the Bilateral Minesfield Breakthrough Successor Agreement the following trust asset deposited in trust in the Treasury Vault of different bullion banks around the world, maturity 2005. United States Treasury, 15th Street, corner Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. Subject, summary, and confirmation of deposit, amount, $64,526,014,943.00 account number. Barclays Bank London, reference code, Woodward, trust depositor, Father Jose Antonio Diaz alias Severino Santa Romana and Jose Bautista Cruz, maturity, 2005, new asset owner, TVMLSM 666 under gift of love. Land Bank of the Philippines, 1, RGR, 66, 05, 43, 21, 0 ABC Leo, June 9th. 1972, 2, LSM, AAA, 01, 23, 45, 0, ABC Leo, October 3rd. 1972, 3, MCD, 10, 05, 43, 210, ABC Leo, June 9th. 1972, 4, LSM, 01, 01. 23, 45C, ABC Leo. October 2nd, 1972, 5, CCD, 10, 05, 43, 21, 0 ABC Leo, June 9th, 1972, 6, LSM, 01, 01, 23, 45, 0. ABC Leo, October 2nd, 1972, 7, SDD, AAA, 05, 43, 21, 0 ABC Leo, June 9th, 1972, 8, DJR, 666, 10, 05, 43, 21, 0 ABC Leo, June 9th, 1972. Bank of England, 1, LSM 666, 20, 20, 20, 20, 2, AAA June 9th, 1986, US dollars 10 trillion, cloaked for secrecy, page 1 of 6. Page 18 of 50. My sole ownership of the El Banco Español Filipino de Isabel Segundo, Hacienda Isla Filipina Archipelago Mahalaca, gold bullion, precious stone, and all trust deposits here and abroad is duly approved and recognized by the Fund Committee headed by the Trilateral Commission of the Global Funder, U.S. Treasury, Federal Reserve System, World Bank, IMF, and other financing institutions. I have special trust deposit in BPI as shown by my 4 accounts below. Bank of the Philippine Islands. 1. SDD 10, 17, 43, 21, 19. 2. SDD 01, 07, 54, 32, 11, 9. 3. CDD, RRR, 54, 32, 11, 97. 4. CDD, RRR, 54, 32, 11, 97, 0. Page 19 of 50. The certificate of entitlement is supported by Court Order Republic Act 26, the Bank for International Settlements, Treaties of Paris and Versailles. The Ayala corporations or real properties and BPI are confiscatable. I signed this certificate as heir, owner, and sole signatory William Villamore. More or less my dad's alias is my fellow implementer of the Embargo Act 1807. Bank of Montreal, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. 1. DRY, AAA, 10, 11, 06, 61, 60, MMN, Leo, June 9, 1986, US dollars 80 trillion. 2. LSM, MMM, 01, 06, 16, 60, 11, AAA, Leo, October 2, 1986. My account. Signed, William Villamore. More or less, Trust Depositor of TVMLSM 666. Signed, Tiburcio Villamore Marcus, heir, owner, sole signatory, code TVMLSM 666. Page 20 of 50. This Supreme Court order dated August 11, 1976 proclaims that I have sole discretionary power to remove or move the asset commodities gold bullion in the year 2005. I'm the implementer of the Master Plan for Peace Development Project. Factually, the El Banco Español Filipino offshore capital is my depositor in trust in 77 prime banks worldwide. Supreme Court of the Philippines, Manila. Supreme Court Order. Whereas, the lawful heir of Prince Julian MacLeod Tolano or Cruz Villamore, Tolano's family clan known as the Code of TVMLSM 666 by virtue of the Proclamation of Gift of Love, Last Will and Testament, the last successor heir, mortis causa under just civil annats over the real estate property covered by OCT 01-4 known as Hacienda. Filipino Archipelago, 7,169 islands/islets and his subsidiary El Banco Español Filipino offshore capital is depositor in trust in 77 prime banks around the world. Whereas, all lands occupied by the government structures either national or local, purchase only 4,440,460 square meters 4,440,460 square meters located in La Mesa Dam portion of Old Balara, Quezon City paid by National Treasurer of the Philippines the sum of 22,500,000 pesos p. 22,500,000.00 under President Sergio Osmana Sr. and President Carlos P. Garcia administration. Whereas, ordering the Honorable Register of Deeds of the towns, cities, provinces, including Sabah, North Borneo where the land is located, and/or directly the Honorable Register of Deeds of the province of Rizal, Honorable Register of Deeds of Pasay and Honorable Register of Deeds of Manila ordered to adopt the reconstituted original certificate of ownership and duplicate copies of the land title OCT number T01-4 in the issuance of expedient CTCTs 4 in Tava. 10 Tiburcio Villamor Marcos as the last successor heir of the late Lacuna Cuneta Guintalano. Prince Julian Macleod Delano II married to Princess Isabel III having aliases and codename, Coran, Flat, their heirs assigned including the issuance of the expediency titles of the successor heir Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, the government, office or the President of the Philippines and their staffs, the National Treasury and their staffs, the Solicitor General and their staffs and the Governor of Central Bank of the Philippines and their staffs including the Monetary Board Authority has been ordered to return the gold bullion consisting of 617,500 metric tons in the year 2000 plus 5 years moratorium ended. 2005. Whereas, in the bilateral Minesfield successor breakthrough agreement signed by the international government, only Tiburcio Villamor Marcos coded TVMLSM 666 has discretionary power to move or remove the asset commodities in the year 2005, implementer of the Master Plan for Peace Development Project in the year 2007. Page 21 of 50. El Banco Español Filipino offshore capitals gold bullion and nuggets asset commodities will be returned in good faith to me after maturity in the year 2005 with updated balance sheet plus 5% royalty fee starting in 1969 up to the present and succeeding years of 2005. This lawful order is within the jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice, Court of Arbitration, International Court of Hague and the United Nations International Security Council. Anyone who defies this order shall be dealt with the fullest force of the law. Whereas the 217,500 metric tons of gold, 217,500 metric tons of AU have been already exported in different countries of the world, and the 400,000 metric tons of gold, 400,000 metric tons of AU and nugget, deposited in trust in Central Bank of the Philippines for long-range investment program ended 2005. All asset commodities owned by El Banco Español Filipino offshore capital will be returned in good faith to TVMLSM 666 after maturity 2005 with update balance sheet plus 5% royalty fee starting on 1969 up to the present and its succeeding years. 2005. The successor heir Tiburcio Villamor Marcos only authorized to move or remove the precious metal in accordance with Republic Act 26. Section 4 and bilateral Minesfield successor breakthrough agreement signed on 1950. Therefore, hereof, we hereby order it of execution, demolition, and possession order. The order for the possession and demolition order was approved, tiled by the 11 heirs of Prince Julian Macleod Delano with constitutional rights embodied on February 4, 1972 judgment with compromise agreement and that March 21, 1974 clarification order, which are now the true essence of justice as they pleaded so long a period of 12 years court battles. Therefore, further, this order the jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice, Court of Arbitration, International Court of Hague and the International Security Council to serve for the interest of the lawful heirs, beneficiaries of late Prince Julian Macleod Delano and all Filipinos as priority beneficiary of the World Peace Community Development Projects in general. Otherwise anyone who defies this order shall be dealt accordingly with the fullest force of the law. So ordered. Supreme Court of the Philippines, August 11, 1976. Signed, Fred Cruz Castro, Chief Justice, Supreme Court of the Philippines. Signed, Enrique Agana, Presiding Judge, Court of Pasay. Signed, Gregorio Licorice, Governor, Central Bank of the Philippines. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Legal Counsel of TVMLSM 666. Signed, Antonio M. Noblehaz, Commissioner, Land Registration Commission. Page 22 of 50. In his official capacity as Secretary of Foreign Affairs of the Philippines, Carlos P. Romulo, who served as the country's official representative to the United States and to the United Nations, certified on October 25, 1976 that I, as TVMLSM 666, am officially identified as owner of OCTT-01-4 Hacienda Filipina Archipelago El Banco Espanol Filipino, and I'm the sole successor heir of Prince Julian MacLeod Tolano's clan. He also proclaimed that all my bank instruments are genuine. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Foreign Affairs, Manila. Authentication of TVMLSM 666 documents. Republic of the Philippines, City of Manila. I, Carlos P. Romulo, do hereby certify that Tiburcio Villamor Marcos and his code name TVMLSM 666, Kingfisher, Fanurst King, Burgess Harbor King, ABBA, INA, 0102274, OAAAA, 777, MCD, JPR, Coran, Flat, WVM, CCD, BRA and others. Whose name appears in OCT-01-4, Hacienda Filipina Archipelago, El Banco Espanol Filipino as sole successor heir of Prince Julian MacLeod Tolano's family clan, signed from 1949, 1950 and 1952, the attached bilateral Minesfield Successor Breakthrough Agreement with Declaration of Gift of Love 1949 protected by special laws. Treaty of Perpetual, was at the time of signing the said stated bank instruments, documents reserved for a time being used after the maturity year 2005. Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, codename TVMLSM 666 and others duly appointed successor heir of all trust account lodged in trust around the world by the depositor Father Jose Antonio Diaz and his 18 aliases. President Ferdinand E. Marcos, Mr. Iso Cano and his aliases, Mr. Edward Lansdale, Ed Langsdale who represent in behalf of Supreme Commander of the Allied Nations, General Dwight D. Eisenhower to protect the gold bullion, asset of TVMLSM 666, authorized by the law of the Philippines adapted in the United Nations General Assembly, 2nd Committee Economic and Financial 3rd Committee Social, Humanitarian and Cultural, since November 1956 TVMLSM 666. Authorized to sign, the same undertaking of his trust depositors, the full faith and credit are, and ought to be given to his official acts, and I further certify, that I'm well acquainted with his handwriting, and verily believe the signature, thumb mark and his official seal affixed to the said all banks instruments authenticated with the Board of Governor of Central Bank of the Philippines and the Monetary Authority duly approved in Board of Governors. Summit October 4, 1976, the said certificate of entitlement, bank instruments etc. are genuine, copy of secret bank instruments and documents compiled as Annex A, B, C, D, and E. In witness whereof, I have hereunder to set my hand at the city of Manila, Philippines this 25th of October 1976. Signed, Carlos P. Romulo, Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Acknowledgement. Republic of the Philippines, City of Manila, SS. Before me, a notary public for the City of Manila, under the IBP rule personally appeared Secretary of the Foreign Affairs, Honorable Carlos P. Romulo, who authenticated the bank's instruments, international documents with coded name TVMLSM 666 etc. Known to me, and known to be the same persons who executed this bank instrument, and acknowledged to me the same on his voluntary acts. Witness whereof, I have hereunder to set my hand and seal, this 25th October 1976. Document number 1XX7, page, X1 book number, XX series of 1976. Signed, Attorney Fredruz Castro, Notary Public, until December 31st, 1976, PTR number, XXXX 756. Page 23 of 50. I have the honor to provide you more information about my global assets. Human Trust, Jinru Shikin, which is the 2013 Japanese suspense film, ascertains the existence of the M Fund, meaning Mankind Fund, which is the secret joint US-Japan account for gold-based currencies. In their expository book, entitled Gold Warriors: America's Secret Recovery of Yamashita's Gold, Sterling and Peggy Seagrave reveal that the only people who knew of the stashes of the 175 hidden treasure vaults in the Philippines were the Japanese military tops and the imperial family, also referred the Imperial House of Japan, including the Emperor Hirohito, whose name has the meaning of abundant benevolence. The Seagraves also allege that the Emperor Hirohito appointed his brother Prince Chichibu to head a secret organization from 1937 to 1946 called the Golden Lily Kinoyuri Operation, by which the imperial household's members were personally involved in a territorial expansion for their massive treasure hunting in Asia. Prince Chichibu's secret team was given a code name of the Golden Lily after a poem the said emperor had once written. The Golden Lily operation included the Yamashita's gold. Together with Nazi war loot from Europe, the United States funneled the Yamashita's gold into the Black Eagle Trust, named after the Nazi insignia stamped on gold bullion stolen by the Nazis, and discussed clandestinely at the Bretton Woods in 1944. From which the Federal Reserve System and others would be greatly and secretly funded. According to this YouTube video entitled The Philippine History Revisited, the Wealthiest Nation on Earth, which is authored by Karen Hughes, former chief legal counsel of the World Bank, Dr. Jose P. Rizal is the father of German Führer Adolf Hitler and Japanese General Tomoyuki Yamashita. In his online article entitled The Spoils of War: The Secret Story of World War II Japanese and Nazi Gold, David Goward reveals the plans of the United States in tandem with England before the Second World War, to wit. The United States had its own well-laid plans to become the imperial world power of post-World War II. These plans had been formulated before the Second World War by the Council on Foreign Relations, an organization founded by wealthy Americans in the wake of World War I, in tandem with England's Royal Institute of International Affairs, known as Chatham House for short. I renewed with U.S. President Donald John Trump the 1950 Bilateral Minesfield Breakthrough Successor Agreement (BMBSA), enabling the Federal Reserve System with all the 13 vaults of my gold bullion, the Golden Lily, as the super gold bullion bank of the world. I'm the Federal Reserve System's chairperson. I'm the successor heir and sole owner of the Black Eagle Trust's Japanese and Nazi gold. Page 24 of 50. In Day of Deceit: The Truth About FDR and Pearl Harbor, Robert Stinnett proves America's greatest secret and worst military disaster. The attack on Pearl Harbor was not a surprise military strike by the Imperial Japanese Navy Air Service against the United States naval base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii Territory, on December 7, 1941. Forced in it, the attack was a result of the carefully orchestrated design initiated by the US government. Stinnett's book still makes the case that the attack on Pearl Harbor was the result of an intentional 8-step plan drawn up by Naval Intelligence Lieutenant Commander Arthur H. McCollum, and implemented by then U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt FDR in cahoots with the Japanese military tops. FDR dispatched his closest advisor and the Secretary of the War Cabinet, Harry Hopkins, to meet British Prime Minister Winston Churchill in January 1941. Hopkins told Churchill the President FDR is determined that we the United States and England shall win the war together. The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941 marked the official entrance of the United States into World War II, demonstrating FDR's ulterior motive of winning the war on the British side. FDR ordered General Douglas MacArthur to launch a number of successful offensive operations against the Japanese military in the Pacific, including the Philippines during the Second World War after the 1941 Pearl Harbor attack. General MacArthur successfully accomplished his retaliatory mission with Secretary of War Henry L. Stimson, who ordered Assistant Secretary of War John J. McCloy to be the planner of the Black Eagle Trust. For Karen Hughes, the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 hastened the Japanese surrender, causing Hitler to redirect his treasure ships of looted gold and valuables toward his ally, Japan, to the Philippines. Based on the online article entitled The Secret History of the Atomic Bomb, Albert Einstein's letter to FDR dated August 2, 1939 was delivered personally by Alexander Saches, who is a bagman for the Rothschilds, on October 11, informing FDR that the Rothschilds approved of the atomic bomb project, GU.GL/HTFXPF. The Rothschilds were behind the costly project. The financial power of England is centered in the London branch of the House of Rothschild GU.GL/KUT919. The Rothschild family controls the United States of America through their private Federal Reserve System GU.GL/SMLNWC. With reference to the said web link, the House of Morgan, which fell under Rothschild family's control, encouraged the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941 by conspiring to share war profits with the Iwasaki and An clans who owned Mitsubishi and Mitsu in Japan. Page 25 of 50. According to Hughes, Rizal, in his disguised role as Father Jose Antonio Diaz, elicited secret information directly from his son, Yamashita, identifying easily valuable burial sites of massive looted wealth in the Philippines. When the numerous plunder sites were located, and the stolen assets were recovered over the next few years, the gold and other treasures were deposited in over 170 bank accounts spread across more than 40 countries, all of whom were signatories of the 1944 Bretton Woods Agreement, which resulted into my father's and Rizal's creation of the World Bank and the IMF. The recovered assets came to be known as the Black Eagle Trust. The men responsible for initiating and executing the confiscation of Nazi and Japanese treasury gold represented the most senior intelligence officers in the US and Britain at the end of World War II, and the cabinet of the President of the United States GU.GL/XZMFKA. The recovered Nazi and Japanese treasures, the black gold, gave Washington virtually limitless unaccountable funds, providing an asset base to reinforce the treasuries of America's allies GU.GL/9PBTVL. Based on the Treasury certificate, The Rothschild and Sons Great Britain with account number 30 92 83 76 67 71 2 has a net balance of $infinite and time deposit of 4% per annum since January 1st, 1967. The Rothschild family is linked with all depository information for the people of the Philippine Islands and the authorized party of President Ferdinand E. Marcos, page 53. As the Committee of 300's chairpersons, Queen Elizabeth II, and I govern the world through these 3 city-states or privately owned corporations: 1. City of London, 2. Washington, D.C. and 3. Vatican City. The City of London Corporation, which is officially known as the Crown not representing the royalty of Britain, directly or indirectly controls the World Bank, International Monetary Fund (IMF), European Central Bank, European Union, United Nations Organization, and Federal Reserve System, the central banking system, that is reportedly controlled by the Rothschilds, GU.GL/1TR9KS. The City of London is controlled by the Bank of England, a private corporation reportedly owned by the Rothschild family. The certificate of entitlement shows that I have a trust account worth $10 trillion deposited on June 9, 1986 in the Bank of England. Based on the said Treasury certificate, the Federal Reserve Board has the account worth $500 followed by 54 zeros sponsored by 10 million metric tons of gold time deposited with 4% per annum on January 1, 1966. The Treasury certificate identifies me, not the Rothschild family, as the true signatory/trustee/keeper/holder of this account. Page 26 of 50. The Department of the Treasury, which is an executive department in the Treasury of the United States federal government, issued on August 11, 1979 this certification to all international governments and monetary authorities about my global cash account with the sum of $300 with 39 zeros and assets and commodities that are protected by global immunity. Department of the Treasury. Office of the General Counsel. Washington, D.C. 20,220. 2. All Board of Governor of the worldwide central banks. International government and monetary authorities. By the authority of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve Bank System, Washington, D.C. 2561. And the Department of U.S. Treasury in accordance with Public Law 87-66 cited old and new series of currency recorded in the Bank International Settlement Boston, Zurich, Switzerland and Netherlands. Tiburcio Villamor Marcus, coded name TVMLSM 666AAAO01 Global Account Number 97 54 32 01 10. Special grant from Code of 01 TVMLSM 666 Read Sirach Chapter 44 12. 3 to 12 Siemens of the first AAAO01 Global Cash Account the sum of 300, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000, 000 issued to back up his U.S. federal ID number, C, 60, 84, 79, to redeem the assets and commodities, restructured from August 11, 1986, maturity August 11, 2007, protected by global immunity and security. 4136-25070. Redeemers Code 17. 38-777. Done in Washington, D.C. 220 11th of August 1979. Signed, Jose Bautista Cruz and Phil, Trust Depositor of Victory Notes. Signed, Russell L. Monk, Assistant General Counsel. Signed, T. Page Nelson, Director Foreign Currency. Page 27 of 50. The Federal Reserve System's Board of Governors issued this certificate on August 11, 1979 to all Board of Governors of central banks, identifying me as Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, who is entitled to the amount of 40 zeros for the control of the world assets. By virtue of power vested to me by the U.S. Federal Reserve Banking System and the Department of U.S. Treasury, my ID number C60-84-7-9 is protected by Treaty of Perpetual and Global Immunity. Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. Washington, D.C. 2055-1. To all Board of Governors of Central Bank worldwide, acknowledged by the authority of the United States Treasury in accordance with U.S. Federal Reserve Bank System, given identity to Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, coded name TVMLSM 666AAA001, global account number 97543201, 10 special grant from code of 01 TVM. LSM 666 read Sirach Chapter 4412, 3-12 Siemens of the first AAA001 global cash account issued on August 11, 1986 after restructured from the Code of Last Will and Testament from 1952 ended August 11, 1986. The amount of 40 zeros is prepared to control the World Asset Access Reserve, maturity 2007. Therefore, by virtue of power vested by the U.S. Federal Reserve Banking System and the Department of the U.S. Treasury in accordance with Public Law 87-66, cited old and new series of currency, assets, and commodities for the consonance of our objective to back up the said mentioned ID number C60-84-79 to redeem under Code 1738-777, approved and amended during post-PAC conference known as Initus Vias Obligatus et Instituto Apping 1969, known as Inheritance Power of Responsibility Blue Seal, S66. Done in Washington, D.C. 220, this 11th of August 1979. Signed, Jose Bautista Cruz and Phil, Trust Depositor of Victory Notes. Signed, Preston Martin, Vice Chairman of U.S. Federal Reserve. Page 28 of 50. This declaration order, covered by the law of Treaty of Perpetual, verified on February 7, 1976 that I, as TVMLSM 666, have full discretionary power on my trust asset commodities in bullion banks around the world. Then Presidents Ferdinand E. Marcos and Gerald R. Ford signed this declaration from the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development UNCTAD. UNCTAD. United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Declaration of the Law of Treaties for Code TVMLSM 666, CR 1949. Know all men by these presents. An international identified by the law of agreements, concluded between the state and private ownership of property, in written from the group of 77 representing United Nations, governed by international law, embodied in bullion banks around the world, more related banks, instruments, and whatever its particular designation of TVMLSM 666 is duly ratified, accepted, approved, and amended by the International Promotion for Peace Communities, whereby a state, established in the international plan with the help is trust asset as backup of the managerial paper's currency, its consent, to be bound by a treaty of perpetual. Therefore hereof in the year 2005 agreed, that all trust asset commodities is duly matured TVMLSM 666 has full and discretionary power, to move/remove or restructure, duly amended under unilateral agreement in accordance with certificate of entitlement, included the inventory list signed by trust depositor of TVMLSM 666, owner and sole signatory. Further, this declaration order, covered by the law of Treaty of Perpetual Assignment without let of hindrance as a clause of his vital documents issued by the Court of Passé, Order Republic Act 26, adopting and authenticated in the ministerial meeting, the person stated expressing the consent of the state, to be bound by a treaty for accomplishing of any other act of international banking law of bailment, done in the Philippines this 7th of February 1976. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Gerald R. Ford, President, United States of America. Signed, Gaston Egmont Thorne, President of the General Assembly of the United Nations. Signed, Kurt Waldheim, Secretary General of the United Nations. Signed, Gregorio S. Licorice, Chairman of the Board of Governor of Central Bank of the Philippines. Signed, Fred Ruz Castro, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Confirmed by, signed, Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, /owner/sole signatory, coded TVMLSM 666. Page 29 of 50. The Manila Declaration. General Assembly of the Group of 77, 1981 adopted the New World Legal Order dated October 4, 1982 in UNCTAD, Cancun, Mexico. The New World Legal Order has only 5 commissions: 1. UNCTAD, 2. United Nations Industrial Development Organization UNIDO, 3. United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees UNHCR, 4. World Health Organization WHO, and 5. Alpha Omega or the AOWDMP, which is under my chairmanship. This letter of instruction also confirmed my titular Decree 010-22-740A. Letter of Instruction Number 71C. From the Office of the Chairman of Group of 77. United Nations Plaza, New York 1, USA. Through Deputy Secretary General Mr. Alistair McTire. For UN Commission of International Trade Law and the International Security Council SC. Subject: Approve the Manila Declaration. General Assembly of the Group of 77, 1981 adopted the New World Legal Order dated October 4, 1982 in UNCTAD, Cancun, Mexico. It was resolved and amended. Dear Sir, I presently constituted, being the head of state president of the Republic of the Philippines and the spokesman of the UN Group of 77, for the International Security Council, exercising the veto U.S., USSD and UN Charter of ECOSOC Article 55. The United Nations Charter in accordance with Resolution 108 and 109, and or the Article 55, 57, 63 for Economic and Social Cultural Council ECOSOC, through the Trusteeship Council Convention adopt in Resolution Number 93, 55 in accordance with Article 55 for the preparation of ECOSOC 2005 economic project of the Alpha Omega World Peace Community Development Program in the year 2005. New World Legal Order. Adopted October 4, 1982. Have only 5 commissions: 1. UNIDO, 2. UNCTAD, 3. WHO, 4. UNHCR, and 5. Alpha Omega, as the implementer of the World Peace Marshall Plan program. Therefore, the range of activities covered of every aspect of the human existence for the people of the world, including academic studies and researches, for the World ECOSOC, for the World Peace Program of Actions. Henceforth, hereof, I hereby appoint TVMLSM 666, Titular Decree 010-22-740A, Decree Titular Number 010-22-740A, recorded in 7th Book and 7th Seal, Authoress of the Fairy Story and Malaccanon Palace. Republic Act No. 5445 to 5446, Article 11, Section 124, Phil. Old and New Constitution, H. World UN Military Government, Trilateral ID No. 54, 32, 11, 01, 10, as my proxy, successor for the. Page 1 of 2. Page 30 of 50. This letter of instruction was signed by Kurt Waldheim, Secretary of the United Nations, approved by President Marcos as spokesman of the UN Group of 77, and confirmed by U.S. President Ronald W. Reagan and me as heir, owner, signatory, redeemer, and implementer. We confirmed the ECOSOC economic project of the Alpha Omega World Peace Community Development Program. Regarding the refusal of any trustee bullion bank to coordinate and comply with the rule of banking law of bailment, the liable bailee is punishable in the Veto Act or Embargo Act 1807. Members of Ad Hoc Committee of the Group of 23, in preparatory commodities, otherwise finance the ECOSOC 2005. Based and approved plan set in Resolution No. 93, 55 Article 55, 57, 63, adopted Resolution No. 3442. 30 of 1979 under Economic Zone of UNCTAD v General Assembly known as International Law of the Sea, Law of Treaties and the Law of Redeemer Resolution No. 3362 SV2, 6th Series of 1970 for Declaration of Diplomatic and Consular Ownership, Age Administer under Executive Order. Number 76 United Nations Plan of Action Number 35 authenticated by Ambassador of Paris Honorable Salvador P. Lopez. This new world legal order no intervention, non-use of political power, and respect the sovereignty, to avoid the destruction of the international documents represented by the bearer TVMLSM 666 to maintain the state of harmony amended in October 25, 1967. Any trustee bullion bank refused to coordinate and follow the rule of banking law of bailment, the bailee is punishable in the Veto Act or Embargo Act 1807. Done in Cancun, Mexico this 4th of October in the year of our Lord 1982. Signed, Kurt Waldheim, Secretary General, United Nations, Seal of United Nations, Kurt Waldheim. Approved by, signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, spokesman of UN Group 77, Head of State/President, Republic of the Philippines, Seal of the President of the Philippines, President Ferdinand E. Marcos. Confirmed by, signed, Ronald Reagan, President United States of America, Head of State, Seal of the President of United States of America, President Ronald Reagan. Signed, Tiburcio V. Marcos, heir/owner/sole signatory, Redeemers Code 1738-77, implementer of Alpha Omega, LSM 666 official seal, His Majesty, Tiburcio Villamor Marcos. Top secret. Seal of the Supreme Court of the Philippines. Signed, Fred Ruz Castro. Page 31 of 50. On October 4, 1982, President Marcos, Secretary of UNCTAD Philippines, and the official representatives of the International Banker Association, International Trade Law Association, U.S. Treasury, World Bank, and IMF signed the ECOSOC Article 55 in Cancun, Mexico. I signed as trust owner, sole signatory, and world chairman of the LSM Alpha Omega for the implementation of the Alpha Omega Master Plan regarding the worldwide economic, social, and cultural development project, based on my gold bullion and other commodities as backup. During signing of Economic, Social and Cultural Order Article 55. After signing of bilateral Minesfield Successor Agreement held at Cancun, Mexico by 22 Head of State North and South Summit meeting known as Secret Agreement dated 4th of October 1982. Headed by President Ferdinand E. Marcos, spokesman of G77 and Chief Legal Counsel of TVMLSM 666 with International Security Council. From Center, President Ferdinand E. Marcos, Secretary of UNCTAD, Philippines, TVMLSM 666 Representative of the International Banker Organization, International Trade Law Organization, Representative of U.S. Treasury, Representative of the World Bank and International Monetary Fund represented by International Bank Board of Governors. Resolved and amended the Resolution number 93/55 adapted the Resolution of Manila Declaration for the Code of Ethic and Code of Conduct, implementation of the Alpha Omega Master Plan, preparation of the ad hoc committee bodies for the World Economic, Social, and Cultural Development Project. Resolved of the Special Proviso Resolution headed by the 22 Head of State for the undertaking of the ABL-Angbagan Lipon on legal tender currency backup of 777 known as gold bullion commodities and Yugoslavia 990, 158, AAA in 990, 1588. AAA and other denominations use the metal, AU and other commodities owned by Tiburcio Villamor Marcos coded LSM. 666, AAA, 777, MCD, Coron, flat. All source of fund transfer derived from the Mutual Trust for the use 2005 subject for implementation. No motion had been made by G77. Done in Cancun, Mexico this 4th of October 1982. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Kurt Waldheim, Secretary General, United Nations. Confirmed by, signed, Tiburcio V. Marcos, LSM Alpha Omega World Chairman, Trust Asset Owner and Sole Signatory. Seal of the President of the Philippines. Seal of the Board of Governors of the U.S. Federal Reserve System. Seal of the U.S. Department of the Treasury. Seals of the United Nations. Seal of the World Bank. Seal of International Monetary Fund. Page 32 of 50. The leaders of the Allied Nations confirmed and certified on August 11, 1952 that I am the sole heir/successor of the World Asset in Trust Deposit and all my commodities are protected by securities, several treaties including Treaty of Agreement Article the 4th Embargo Act 1807, Global Immunities, and are free and clear of all liens and encumbrances, and without criminal origin. My assets commodities were authenticated by an assay office prior to transport/export directly to at least 7 bullion banks all over the world in coordination with the U.S. Treasury, Federal Reserve System, and others. The Trilateral Commission. 50 years of trust deposited in the Allied Nations. gold, diamond, platinum. Treaty of Agreement Article 4. Embargo Act 1807. We, the leaders of the Allied Nations, represented by Supreme Commander Dwight Eisenhower, United States of America President Harry S. Truman, Secretary of State Henry Stemson, CIA Director E.I. Klein, USAFE Chairman Jesus Antonio Cruz Villamor, Ferdinand E. Marcos represented by House of Congress and Chief Legal Counsel of TVMLSM 666, Father Jose Antonio Diaz alias Severino Santa. Romana et al. Metal Trustee Depositor of TVTMLSM 666 and William V. Morales represented in behalf of Cruz Villamor Talanas Family Clan, Code of Coran. TVTM Solar/successor of the World Asset in Trust Deposit. Under the provision of ownership of the assets, commodities, the Speaker of the House of Congress, Ferdinand E. Marcos and the Governor of Banco Central Nang Filipinas Andres V. Castillo who leaded the BSP laboratory, to authenticate the metal assay before transport/export directly to Union Bank of Switzerland. Citibank, West Pacific Corporation Westpac, Germany, Bank of England, Saudi Arabia and the Bullion Bank of Yugoslavia known as Code of AAA 777 MCD with the coordination of U.S. Treasury, U.S. Federal, World Metal Organization, International Security Council and Trusteeship Council. Copy of individual trust agreement is on file. We hereby confirmed, certify that all commodities is under one umbrella TVTMLSM 666, protected by securities, several treaties, international immunities, are free and clear in any criminal offense, harassment, nolliens and encumbrances, duly declared and proclaimed under the gift of love, gift of liberty in favor of the successor heir TVTMLSM 666. Enter into inheritance power, the last surviving heir of the 1212 emperors by order of Justice Shaman. The Roman law relating to inheritance power of the late Julian Macleod Tolano his heir assigned adjudicated under the civil law of ownership Article 426, 427 and 428 upon the execution of this document and instrument TVTMLSM 666 is the Soler/Solona sole signatory. Therefore, whereof, we hereby acknowledge to all concerned in behalf of the peoples of the world, this asset is removable movable in the year 2005. Done in Malacanang Palace this 11th of August in the year of Lord 1952. Signed, Harry S. Truman, President United States of America. Signed, Dwight Eisenhower Supreme Commander, Allied Nations. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, Congressman, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Father Jose Antonio Diaz, Metal Trustee Depositor of TVTM, alias Severino Santa Romana. Signed, Jose Bautista Cruz, 10, 60, 84, 79 Far East, C1, C2. Signed, William V. Morales Representative, Code of Coran. Page 33 of 50. The peoples of the United States of America issued Embargo Act 1807 to the peoples of the Allied Nations under the New World Legal Order, mandating the state to promote social justice and to ensure my dignity, welfare, and security. I am also identified as the World Trust Fund's owner vested by the rights of ownership under the rules of law established in the International Court of Justice under Almstead U.S. 277 U.S. 438. Top Secret. Operation Embargo Act 1807. The Trilateral Commission. Order. From the peoples of the United States of America, and to the peoples of the Allied Nations granted with support of Treaty of Versailles issued Embargo Act 1807 under, by United Nations New World Legal Order pursuant to Resolution No. 108 and 109 amended in UNCTAD on October 4, 1982. At Cancun, Mexico. Duplicate copy. 1. Under ratification of the vital banking instruments presented by the spokesman of Group of 77, Head of State, and President of the Republic of the Philippines Ferdinand Edralin Marcos. 2. The state respects the United Nations Charter to Charter Article 2 ECOSOC Article 55 Special Resolution Proviso Article 57 and 63, that they considered the final recommendation of the conference towards an international endorsement of a new trade policy for development using the TVTMLSM 666 Trust Asset Around the World Under 50 to 20 policy ended 2005. 3. The state promote under Manila Declaration of Code. The Code of Ethic, Code of Conduct, Code of Quran, Code of Redeemer, Code of Trust Account Coded Name protected by Article 1405 Law on Secrecy of Bank Deposits supported by Treaty of Versailles and several treaties is duly amended. 4. The state promotes the world of trust and banking institutions. The rules of law and person promote physical, intellectual social justice. 5. The state shall promote social justice, to ensure the dignity, welfare, security, for the sole holder of the trust asset vested by the Knights of Ownership under the rules of law established by the International Court of Justice under Almsted U.S. 277, U.S. 438. Those who violated the mutual agreement is punishable in the International Court of Justice Paris, France and subject foreclosure and operation embargo under banking law of bailment. Done in Cancun, Mexico this 4th of October in the year of our Lord 1982. Signed, Ronald Reagan, President United States of America. Signed, Jimmy Carter, Trilateral Commission, ex-President of USA. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Gregorio S. Licorice, BSP Governor. Signed, TVTMLSM 666, owner of World Trust Fund, Trilateral ID number 54 32 11 01 10. Seal of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve. Seal of the Department of the Treasury. Page 34 of 50. Based on Statement No. 5 of the Trilateral Commission's order, Operation Embargo Act 1807 is enforceable to bailees, who are liable for violating the mutual agreement about rights of ownership, and they are criminally punishable in the International Court of Justice. Consequently, they will be legally arrested, instantly incarcerated, and their establishments and properties will be also lawfully confiscated. 5. The state shall promote social justice, to ensure the dignity, welfare, security, for the sole holder of the trust asset vested by the Knights of Ownership under the rules of law established by the International Court of Justice under Almsted U.S. 277, U.S. 438. Those who violated the mutual agreement is punishable in the International Court of Justice Paris, France and subject foreclosure and operation embargo under banking law of bailment. Done in Cancun, Mexico this 4th of October in the year of our Lord 1982. Signed, Ronald Reagan, President United States of America. Signed, Jimmy Carter, Trilateral Commission, ex-President of USA. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Gregorio S. Licorice, BSP Governor. Signed, TVTMLSM 666, owner of World Trust Fund, Trilateral ID number 54 32 11 01 10. Seal of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve. Seal of the Department of the Treasury. I'm the successor of David Rockefeller 1915-2017 in his chairmanship of the Trilateral Commission, which can sanction a country to declare war. As the Trilateral Commission's chairman, I can economically shut down any allied and non-allied nations, which failed to implement the World Economic, Social, and Cultural Development Project. As the 7th Star Governor-General of the United Nations and the Supreme Commander of the International Bureau of Central Interpol, I can also command military and police forces. I'm also the chairman of the International Police Commission HIPC, which is impervious to the New People's Army in the entire Philippines. Group of Trilateral Commission of Global Funder, Ronald Reagan, President United States of America, David Rockefeller, Chairman, Trilateral Commission, Jimmy Carter, Trilateral Commission, ex-President of USA, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines, Tiburcio V. Marcos, Alpha Omega World Chairman, holder of the 7th Golden Key of White Stallion. Considering my worldwide good and bad affiliations in Japan, Italy, China, and many others, is EJK with impunity a preferable option for pest control in the Philippines? Research about my connection with the enterprise goo.gl/Z7PRCW. Page 35 of 50. The Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System officially issued on August 11, 1983 my identification number C60-84-7-940-VMLSM-666 my codename, identifying me as Tiburcio Villamor Marcos coded LSM-666. 777, AAA Coran C1C2, and as the World Assets Holder, and confirming to all Board of Governors worldwide about my identification. Jose Bautista Cruzan, who was my consanguineal trust depositor, signed my identification, which was issued by Dr. Preston Martin, who was an American banker and the Federal Reserve Board's vice chairman. Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. Washington, D.C. 2055, 1. 2. All Board of Governors worldwide acknowledge. By the authority of United States Treasury, in accordance with U.S. Federal Reserve System, given identity to Tiburcio Villamor Marcos coded LSM 666. 777, AAA Coran C1C2 holder of the World Asset Access Reserve Trust for 5,020 years. Redeemers Code number 1738-777. The U.S. Treasury, identified, pursuant to USA Public Law 87-66. Cited old series currency, used as asset as backup of Metal S Adjustment Act under Section 5, provided to act as holder of several treaties under Security Code MR 576 CF Phil, Global Immunity with 7 counts of gents, decree and LOI. Therefore upon the execution of the special proviso, the U.S. Federal Reserve System issued identification number C60-84-7940-VMLSM-666. Done in Washington, D.C. 2055, 1 this 11th day of August 1983. Confirmed by. Signed, Jose Bautista, Cruzan Phil. Trust Depositor of Victory Notes. Signed, Preston Martin. Vice Chairman of U.S. Federal Reserve. Page 36 of 50. By the authority of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, the Department of the U.S. Treasury issued my ID number IC 60-84-79. The U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve System officially acknowledged on July 11, 1979 to all boards of governors of the central banks and the international government monetary authorities a backup of a series of currencies, based on my asset commodities regarding C1 C2 1921 777. The U.S. Treasury's issuance of my ID number is authenticated by the Trilateral Commission of the Global Funder ID number 53 42 11 01 10. Department of the Treasury. Office of the General Counsel. Washington, D.C. 20-220. To all Board of Governor of the World Central Banks. International Government Monetary Authorities. By the authority of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, Washington, D.C. 20-55-1 and Department of the U.S. Treasury in accordance with Public Law 87-66. Cited old and new series of currency, used TVMLSM 666 asset commodities for the consonance of our objective purposes to back up the C1, C2, 19, 21, 777 maturity 2005. Adjustment Act under Section 5 provided to act, or undertaking the position of Mr. Jose Bautista Cruz in Philippines, holder of Redeemer's Code 1738-777. U.S. Treasury Code MR 576-CF-FIL. Therefore, upon the execution of this special proviso, we hereby issue the identity of TVMLSM 666, ID number IC 60-84-7-9 supported by Treaty of Perpetual, authenticated by the Trilateral Commission of Global Funder ID number 54-32-11-01-10. Done in Washington, D.C. 20-220 this 11th day of July 1979. Sincerely. Signed, Russell L. Monk, Assistant General Counsel. Signed, Jose Bautista Cruz, Trust Depositor of Victory Notes. Signed, T. Page Nelson, Director Foreign Currency. The Trilateral Commission. ID number 01. Know all men by these presents. By virtue of power vested by the Allied Nations, Tiburcio Villamor Marcus, TVM, is registered in the Trilateral Society of Global Funder with Trilateral ID number 54, 32, 11, 01, 10. Titular Decree 010-2208, Republic Act 54, 45-54, registered in the 7 Book and 7 Seal authorized under the 12 Tables and 12 Emperors of Roman law by Judge Schumann. The name Leo Steve Marcus, LSM, is registered in the Bank International Settlement with LSM Security Code 11-01-12. 33, 45, 1-888, protected by Treaty of Perpetual Relation CR 1949, founder of 7th White Stallion. Recognized by the World Organization as the owner and sole signatory of the World Mutual Trust Deposit and undertaking the Code of Quran Flat AAA 777 MCD bearing a diplomatic and consular minister, owner Article 426. 427 and 428. Done in United States of America this 11th of August 1981. Signed, Donald F. McHenry, U.S. Ambassador, United Nations. Signed, Jimmy Carter, Chairman, Trilateral Commission. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines, Spokesman of UN Group of 77. Signed, Kurt Waldheim, Secretary General, United Nations. Jimmy Carter as Chairman of the Trilateral Commission, and Marcos as President of the Republic of the Philippines were the co-signatories of these officials. Donald F. McHenry and Kurt Waldheim of the United Nations. They confirmed I'm duly registered as Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, TVM in the Trilateral Commission of the Global Funder. I'm the owner and sole signatory of the World Mutual Trust Deposit. The Federal Reserve System was engineered into existence in 1913 by an international central banking cartel led by the Rothschild and Rockefeller families, specifically by John D. Rockefeller along with Zbigniew Brzezinski, who founded the Trilateral Commission in 1973. The founders of the Fed established the US-based Council on Foreign Relations to make the laws of the United States according to the CFR's agenda. GU.GL/KVBENU. Page 37 of 50. The Group of Trilateral Commission of Global Funder officially issued this document on October 4, 1981. Alpha Omega, UNCTAD. From the desk of the Group of Trilateral Commission of Global Funder, member of the Board of Trustee as follows. Therefore the documents on file under LSM code, Trilateral ID number 54, 32, 11, 01, 10. LSM 666 110 11 23 34 51-888. Revelation 2010-11. The founder of 7, White Stallion Archangel Michael Almaton is protector under by order of Melchizedek, and from the desk of 12 Table, Group of Emperor, Judge Shaman of the Roman Law, since 1405. The Bank of International Settlement CH 4002 Battle, Switzerland and Credit Suisse First Boston 17 Rudy Lawson 1211 at Geneva granted and justified of the code LSM Alpha Omega Titular Decree number 010227408 in accordance with Republic Act 5445-254 under the 7 Book and 7 Seal authorized. Done in Geneva Conference Palace des Nations, this 4th of October in the year of our Lord 1981. David Rockefeller, Jimmy Carter, Zbigniew Brzezinski, Walter Mondale, Henry Kissinger, Peter Carrington. Signed, Ronald Reagan, President United States of America. Signed, David Rockefeller, Chairman, Trilateral Commission. Signed, Jimmy Carter, Trilateral Commission, ex-President of USA. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcos, President, Republic of the Philippines. Signed, Tiburcio V. Marcos, Alpha Omega World Chairman, holder of the 7th Golden Key of White Stallion. Therefore the documents on file under LSM code, Trilateral ID number 54, 32, 11, 01, 10, LSM 666 110 11 23 34 51-888. Revelation 2010-11. The founder of 7, White Stallion Archangel Michael Almaton is protector under by order of Melchizedek, and from the desk of 12 Table, Group of Emperor, Judge Shaman of the Roman Law, since 1405. The Bank of International Settlement CH 4002 Battle, Switzerland and Credit Suisse First Boston 17 Rudy Lawson 1211 at Geneva granted and justified of the code LSM Alpha Omega Titular Decree number 01022-740. A. In accordance with Republic Act 5445-54 under the 7 Book and 7 Seal author est. The 1981 Group of Trilateral Commission consisted of these officials: David Rockefeller, Jimmy Carter, Zbigniew Brzezinski, Walter Mondale, Henry Kissinger, Peter Carrington. Page 38 of 50. As the Federal Reserve System's Vice Chairman, Martin Attlee confirmed on August 11, 1979 that I'm the trust account's absolute owner regarding the U.S. notes Victory notes issued by the federal government and my vast assets and commodities, which are free from liens and encumbrances, and without criminal origin. I'm the sole owner and signatory. Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, Washington, D.C. 2055. 1. Waiver of rights, interest and participation, transfer of ownership in favor to TVMLFM 666. Know all men by these present. That I, Jose Bautista cross-coded Cruzan, Philippines, legal age, depositor in trust of Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, legal heir of Queen Enemicia Cruz Villamor Marcos, Her Majesty Queen of Spain, owner of El Banco Espanol Filipino de Isabel II and Hacienda Islas Filipina Archipelago consisting of 7,169 islands and islets, holder of the gold, and use the asset and commodities to back up. C1 C2 up to C19 C-21-777 coded 01, 22 Abba, Inner, Tang Dynasty, Lichuate, MCD, Kingfisher, Harbor King, JPR protected by Treaty of Israel-Palestine, Treaty of Versailles, Redeemers Code Number 1738-777, and New World Legal Order Number 108-109 with global immunity covered by international insurance, maturity in the year 2005, and implementation of project in the year 2007. Copy of the documents as to it. 1. Claim number 710XX, 01-60-84. 79, Treasury Code ID number IC60-847, 9 and U.S. Federal ID number 60-84-79. 2. U.S. currency notes issued by Federal Government of the United States of America known as Victory Notes Series 66 held under Special Certificate of Trust Deposit totaling of 21 lots 21. Respectively deposited on the account numbers ICXXX 2700 and IC60 84 79. Barclays Bank London, UK and Chase Manhattan, New York, United States of America. 3. All trust account are deposited in United States dollar, account number 9-84 53 700 8433. 4-10, certificate number C1 a totaling of 21 lots deposited under the account number 98, 45, 2700, 854, 3410 and 37 billion United States dollar protected under Republic Act 1405 the law on secrecy of bank deposits, adopting banking laws of bailment. All information are disclosed in right time. Therefore, I hereby turn over, waive my rights and participation, transfer, and convey over the trust asset mentioned above in favor to legal heir Tiburcio Villamor Marcos coded TVMLFM 666, assigned with consideration in accordance with Court Order Republic Act 26, copy of documents herein attached, proof of identity and all originals are lodged in the vault of U.S. Treasury. U.S. Federal Reserve, Barclays Bank, Chase Manhattan Bank. Recorded under the supervision of Trilateral Society Act No. 61 supported by global immunity, 7 counts of gents. Insured by International Insurance Company, with security code 5020 and redeemers code 1738 to 777. Therefore, further the asset commodities has been locked in trust, free from all liens and encumbrances, and no criminal origin. Upon the execution of this document, Tiburcio Villamor Marcus coded TVMLSM 666 is the absolute owner and undertaker of the trust account mentioned above. Done in the office of the U.S. Treasury this 11th of August 1979. Signed, Jose Bautista Cruz, Cruzan Philippines, Victory Notes, Trust Depositor of TVMLSM 666. Confirmed, signed, Preston Martin, Vice Chairman of U.S. Federal Reserve. Confirmed, signed, Patrick S. Strauss, AS2, 763. Confirmed, signed, Catherine Wilhelm, CY 375, Chase. Confirmed, signed, Paul Davidson, FDLXXX Treasury. Confirmed, signed, Donald Rosenberg, XXX 476, Barclays. Confirmed by, signed, Tiburcio V. Marcus, Solona/signatory, C1 C2 C19 CXXX. Seal of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, signed, Attorney Fred Ruz Castro, Notary Public, until December 31, 1979, PTR number 83, 69, 75, 6. Documentary stamp. Page 39 of 50. A copy of the certificate reveals my deposit of 80,000 metric tons of gold in the Treasury Vault of Citibank North America, Fort Knox, where the 13th Federal Reserve Bank is located in the United States of America. None of the gold stored in the 13 bullion depositories or treasury vaults of the Federal Reserve System Fed belongs to the Rothschild family and other ruling families in the Crown in the City of London. The Rothschilds, and others, merely serve as my public front in the Fed. Central Bank of the Philippines, Office of the Monetary Board, Manila. Certificate of Depositor, in Trust Deposit. This certificate that there have been deposited in the Treasury Vault of Citibank, NA, located in Head Office New York 10043 USA, care of John S. Reed, Chairman and CEO, with full obligation and responsibility, the following trust accounts. Citibank NA, Fort Knox. Head Office New York 10043 USA. 1. Trust account number 777-9-11. 2. Trust account number 777-12-11. Volume 80,000 metric tons of gold, AU. Purity 999.9. Fineness. Warehouse, Fort Knox. Trust Depositor, Jose Antonio de la Paz. Alias Severino Santaramana et al. Asset Owner Code, TVMLSM 666, Harbor King, 2005. Restructure Date, 1983. Maturity, 2005. And which shall be free from all liens and encumbrances, no criminal origin, covered by insurance, immunity, and security code 50-20, 2005. Done in the office of the Monetary Board of Central Bank of the Philippines this 14th of October in the year of our Lord 1983. Signed, Jaime C. Lea, Governor, Central Bank of the Philippines. Signed, Ferdinand E. Marcus, President, Legal Counsel of TVMLSM 666. Signed, Father Jose Antonio Diaz alias Severino Santaramana et al., Trust Depositor of TVMLSM 666. Signed, Tiburcio Villamor Marcus, owner/sole signatory. Confirmed by Citibank. Page 40 of 50. Refer to this copy of the delivery receipts original dated August 11, 1950 that reveals the 400,000 metric tons of gold with gold certificate number 083030L50 in the Treasury Vault of the Central Bank of the Philippines CBP. Based on the CBP's receipt, the gold and other commodities are integral part of the Bilateral Memorandum of Agreement or the 1950 BMBSA. LSM 666 logo. El Banco Español Filipino Offshore Capital, and his subsidiary, El Banco Español de Zobel Segundo, importer under Executive Order No. 436 of July 1951, exporter amended under Republic Act 572 of 1950 RA No. 650. Office, Royal Custom House Aduana, Intramuros, Manila, República de Filipinas. King Philip II, also known as King Luis Antiguantolano, ancestor of TVM, owner of the land, King Felipe. Queen Isabel II coin, grandmother of TVM, owner of the gold coin, Queen Isabel II. King Ferdinand VII coin, also known as Don Armando Villamor, Ferdinand VII, grandfather of TVM, owner of the gold coin. Delivery receipt. Delivered to Central Bank of the Philippines. Attention, Honorable Miguel Cuaderno, Governor. Special trust deposit to the new Central Bank of the Philippines for special loan of 50 years, maturity 2000, deal number 002, protected by Security Code 5020, custodial safekeeping receipt, gold certificate numbers, inventory list, SKR numbers, a B51, 26. 3, 11th of August 1950. Supreme Court of the Philippines seal. Signed, Attorney Fredruz Castro, Notary Public. Signed, Tiburcio Villamor Marcus, sole heir, owner, signatory. To whom it may concern. We, Trust Depositor of El Banco Español de Zobel Segundo, El Banco Español Offshore Capital, certified that we delivered the gold and other commodities owned by El Banco to the warehouse vault of Treasury of Central Bank of the Philippines as follows, to wit. Gold certificates numbers 1. 083-030L50, 400,000 metric tons. 2. 083-031L50. 3. 083-032L50. Grand total of 217,500 metric tons. 4. 89-003L50. Total of 30,490 of gold bars. 12.6. 5. 92-009L50. Total of 12,253,622.69 troy ounces, or 30,490,934.41 bars, 12.5. 6. 93,010L50. Total of 56,295,890.84 troy ounces, or 144,812 bars of 12.5 kilos. 7. 94,011. L50. Total of 11,120,743.16 troy ounces, or 27,671,967.02 bars, 12.5 kilos. 8. 94,011 L50. Vault and Ledger Accounting. 9. 94,001 L50. 10. 94,11 L50. 11. 95,012L50, total of 10,552.43 troy ounces, in 26,258,930.9 bars, 12.5 kilos. 12, 109, 02L50, total of 381,136,675 metric tons. We certified further these commodities as integral part of the bilateral memorandum of agreement signed in 1950 be free of all taxes, no criminal origin, covered by the Global Immunities, Treaties of Agreement, Maturity 2000. Done in the office of the Monetary Board, this 11th of August 1950, 50. Confirmed by, signed, Miguel Cuaderno Sr., Governor of Central Bank. Delivered by, signed, Father Jose Antonio Diaz, Trust Depositor. Security assigned by, signed, General Dwight Eisenhower, Pentagon. Attested by, signed, Elpidio Quirino. Signed, Queen Elizabeth II. Signed, Tankaki. Central Bank of the Philippines Seal. U.S. Department of the Treasury Seal. Board of Governors of the U.S. Federal Reserve System Seal. Alpha Omega World Development Mars Hall Program Logo. U.S. National Security Agency Seal. In addition, the said 400,000 metric tons of gold were lawfully derived from King Solomon's 1,181,336,675 metric tons of gold, which I inherited from my ancestor named Marcus Ulpius Trajanus or Trajan 98-117 AD, Roman Emperor, through King Ferdinand VII under the Code of Koran. The CBP's receipt was confirmed by Mr. Miguel P. Cuaderno Sr., then first governor of the CBP, and attested by His Excellency Elpidio R. Quirino, then President of the Republic of the Philippines. Page 41 of 50. The CBP's receipt was signed by General Dwight D. Eisenhower, before he became President of the United States in 1953, Queen Elizabeth II, who is my royal second cousin to ex-removed, Tankaki, who was a prominent Chinese businessman, Father Jose Antonio Diaz, who is Dr. Jose P. Rizal, my uncle, as trust depositor, and attorney Fred Ruz Castro as notary public. The CBP's receipt also identifies me as Tiburcio Villamor Marcus TVM, who is the sole/owner/signatory. Based on the CBP's receipt, my ancestor great-grandfather is King Felipe or Philip II, who was King of Spain, King of Portugal, King of Naples and Sicily, Jureuxorus, King of England and Ireland, and his alias is King Luis Antillano, who was the ruler of Mahalaca, Philippines, which is one of many kingdoms in Asia. When the Spaniards started ruling the Philippine archipelago, they renamed it Hacienda Filipina, which was owned by King Felipe. As written in the CBP's receipt, my grandfather is King Ferdinand VII of Spain, also known as Don Armando Villamor, and others, and my grandmother is Queen Isabel II of Spain, who was instrumental in the establishment of the El Banco Español Filipino de Isabel II in the Philippines. King Ferdinand VII, who is also known as the Code of Flat Coran Ferdinand Lacan Acuña Tolano Flat, King of Recognized Asset Nations Coran, was King Felipe's successor heir in the sole ownership of the Hacienda Filipina archipelago, with the original certificate of title OCTT-01-4, transfer certificate of title TCT-408 and TCT-498, and the gold bullion, platinum, diamond, which are lawfully protected by the royal decree and treaties of Paris and Versailles. King Ferdinand VII, whose alias is Prince Julian Macleod Delano II, is the father of Dr. Rizal. Hitler and Yamashita are my cousins who secured my global assets. The Land Registration Commission in the Philippines officially confirms that the El Banco Español Filipino de Zobel Segundo is World Bank exporter of gold and other commodities with paid-up capital of $5 trillion and El Banco Español Filipino offshore capital as my banking unit with paid-up capital of $356 million are the OCTT-01-4s. Integral part with code name of 01, AAA, registered in the 9 World Bank and 7 IMF GU.GL/WGIKLN. The commission is under the Department of Justice. My royal family lent gold bullion to the Republic of the Philippines for the CBP's establishment in the year 1949, based on the required gold reserves. King Ferdinand VII's daughter is Enemisha Cruz and Villamor, Princess of Spain, who is the verified first legal spouse of my father, Ferdinand E. Marcos, who is the son of Prince Zafeng 1883-1951, who was a Manchu prince and the late Qing dynasty's regent. As the successor heir, I'm entitled to the combined massive global assets of my royal Spanish-Chinese clans. A colossal portion of such assets are in the custody of El Banco Español Filipino de Zobel Segundo. Page 42 of 50. Unfortunately, the BPI email banking team is liable for swindling. Refer to scanned original copies of BPI's Statement of Account SOA, which is the irrefutable evidence of the evil BPI email banking team's gross incompetence and connivance with this scammer Scribd Incorporated. Based on the first SOA dated April 9, 2018, the payment due date is April 30, 2018 and the minimum amount due is $243.96. The customer paid 221.00 pesos on April 2, 2018 as shown below. Unauthorized auto charge of Scribd Incorporated on March 10, 2018 page 43 of 50. Refer to scanned original copies of second BPI's SOA, which is another solid evidence of the BPI email banking team's gross incompetence and conspiracy with this online swindler Scribd Incorporated. Based on this second SOA dated May 9, 2018, the customer paid 4,200 pesos on April 7, 2018. BPI excluded this payment from the first SOA, making the customer liable for an inflated finance charge in the SOA. The customer did not pay the first SOA's total amount due of 4,879.18 due to Scribd's unauthorized auto charge of 529.09 pesos. BPI must have charged him 4,350.09 pesos only 4,879.18, 529.09. Based on two SOAs, the customer paid 221.00 pesos on April 2, 2018 and 4,200 pesos on April 7, 2018, hence, he paid a total of 4,441.00 pesos before the payment due. Date on April 30, 2018. He is not obligated to pay Scribd's unauthorized auto charges to his credit card. The customer aptly paid 4,441.00 pesos before the due date on April 30, 2018. The total amount due is 4,879.18 pesos, based on the first SOA. Assuming that he had to pay the balance of 438.18 pesos plus finance charge, the total amount due of 1,255.28 pesos is severe. Unauthorized auto charge of Scribd Incorporated on April 10, 2018. Page 44 of 50. The BPI email banking team, that is a gang of incompetent, disregarded the customer's valid complaint against unauthorized monthly auto charges of Scribd to his credit card since January 2017. The BPI email banking team, consisting of also tolerated Scribd's disputed monthly auto charges to the customer's credit card, although the customer informed the team about Scribd's notoriety for unauthorized monthly auto charges of various people's credit cards. https://www.complainsboard.com Scribd B12 25 26. The customer is a poor victim of BPI's scamming. He is not obligated to pay BPI for Scribd's unauthorized auto charging of his credit card. Page 45 of 50. Katie Millen, of the BPI email banking team, emailed the customer on May 11, 2018. Admitting the customer's membership in Scribd should have been cancelled on February 2, 2018. She also claimed that the cancellation was not processed by the Scribd support team. Katie Millen, who is the BS representative of the Ayala and family, outrageously notified the customer through email that Scribd's auto-charging of his credit card may not stop in spite of his intended cancellation of his BPI Express credit account. Below is a scanned printed copy of BS Millen's email to the customer. Considering the BSBPI email banking team's blatant disregard of the customer's seemingly trivial complaint against Scribd, the integrity of BPI's management of customers' accounts is already questionable. Did the BPI's system glitch on June 7, 2017 cause instant billionaires? Page 46 of 50. In his last will and testament that he executed on December 20, 1988 at the Buckingham Palace, President Marcos revealed his massive assets for the benefit of the people of the Philippine Islands. GU.GL/1 meter EVIA B1 AAA account number FM01 777 worth US dollars 120 followed by 72 zeros. 2. Spiritual Wonder Boy account number AM22 1 33 33 4 worth US dollars 800 followed by 213 zeros. 3. Alpha Omega account number 99 91 22 24 34 9 worth US dollars infinite. Based on this screenshot of his last will and testament's copy in PDF format, I, as Anthony Santiago Martin or His Majesty, King ASM, is the sole handler of new modified accounts for the great benefit of humanity. Based on this abolition, you are no longer my father's trustee. Abolition. The undersigned do hereby abolish at all cost and effect Ms. Patricia R.S. Trinidad acclaimed Imelda Marcus, Mr. Fidel Valdez Ramos, Ignacio Enrique Coronado, Judge Alfonso Fejao, Al Vincent Cook Bersales Fejao's appointed trustee, General Juan Ponce Enroli, Mr. Lucio Tan, Mr. John Gacanwi, Mr. Henry Sai Sr., Mr. Jaime Augusto Zobel de Ayala, Mr. Eduardo M. Cojuanco, Mr. Ferdinand Marcos y Santiago acclaimed Bang Bang Marcos, which the original one was already died sometimes on year 1975, Ms. Laxon y Santiago Imi Marcos, Mr. Demetrio Bondoc Garcia, Ms. Irene Cojuanco y Santiago Irene Marcos and other trustee names. Recognized by the undersigned both local and foreign trustee including the Republic of the Philippines, and all maturities of above said assets and properties shall wholeheartedly be decided by the undersigned, to modify in the future, and all accounts, either mother accounts and extensive accounts, shall, at all legal force, cost and effect, be automatically modified and interlocked, on or before the entrance of year 2000. Into new modified mother accounts, to be handled solely by Anthony Santiago Martin or Spiritual Wonder Boy for the benefit of the people of the Philippine Islands, and all aforesaid fiscal maturities shall, at all legal cost, force and effect, be automatically transmitted to any local registered banks in the Philippine Islands, or to banks to be erected and established by Anthony Santiago Martin. My royal family entrusted El Banco Espanol Filipino de Zobel Segundo to Antonio de Ayala, who devilishly usurped mi banco, greatly enriching his descendants by bank, land and gold grabbing, and rectorizing. When the BMBSA was in effect from 1950 to 2010, my identity as the sole heir and owner of El Banco Espanol Filipino de Zobel Segundo was top secret, particularly during the time of my powerlessness. After the BMBSA's maturity, several treaties, global laws and immunities empowered me to seize El Banco Espanol Filipino de Zobel Segundo. All chairpersons of the board of directors and trustees of all fiduciary banks including BPI where all my global assets are entrusted with comprise the Fed's board of governors who are under my chairmanship. You have a mandate to officially recognize me as your direct superior. As chairman of mi banco, you are also criminally liable as the bailee, who violated the trusteeship's terms, based on Section 3H of the General Banking Act Republic Act No. 337 as amended. Your adamant refusal to compromise with me, as soon as possible, may result to your instantaneous retirement in your business career in the near future. The Embargo Act 1807 empowers me to seize BPI and your corporation. Page 47 of 50. The mandatory conference with you, and your president and CEO, possibly including the board of directors and trustees, is not officially scheduled yet. We may gather at a physical location, and convene a meeting, to address BPI's full accountability and transparency about my ownership of BPI, my two infinite accounts in US dollars, and other trust accounts. Contact me immediately for our compulsory emergency meeting about our memorandum of agreement through the following contact information. US-based phone, country code 001, area code 347-771-0171, country code 001, area code 0929-350-233. Email alpharomegaworld777@gmail.com. jake.alphaomega@gmail.com. Skype name TVMLSM 666 Tiburcio Villamor Marcus. Very truly yours. Signed, His Majesty, King Tiburcio Villamor Marcus Telanota Gian IV. Successor heir, owner, judicial administrator, sole redeemer of global flat and trust accounts, C1, C2, C19, 21, 777. Successor heir of OCTT01-4/TCTT 408/G498, Hacienda Filipina Archipelago. United Nations, 7-star Governor General. Sole signatory of the Quran. Codename, TVMLSM 666. U.S. Treasury ID, IC-60-847-9. Titular Decree, 010-22-7408. Federal Reserve System ID, C60-84-7-9. Global Funder Trilateral Number, 54-32-11-01-10. Co-Chairman, the Committee of 300. Member, G20 to 23H World LSM Alpha Omega. Chairman, Trilateral Commission. Chairman, El Banco Español de Filipino de Zobel Segundo World Chairman, Alpha Omega World Development Mars Hall Program. Member, the International Security Council of the United Nations. Page 48 of 50. In cooperation with the Director Generals, Adjutant Generals, Provost Mars Halls, Mandate Trustees, with complete irrevocable global immunities, who are officers of the International Bureau of Central Interpolan, members of the International Security Council of the United Nations. General Jonathan E. Castaneda, Aide-de-Camp, Code, JEC 040. General Juliet M. Marcus Telanota Guion, Treasurer, Code, JMTT 002. General Leandro A. Johnson, Code, LAD 004. General Gary Siori, Chief Legal Counsel. General Crisanto Q. Cannon Jr., Administrative, Code, CQC 066. General Eduardo R.E.S., Chief Legal Counsel. General Martin John Spicholsky, Director for Foreign Relations. General Demetrius Julius Shiva, Director for Foreign Relations, Code, DJS 088. General Alan Krummack, Director for Foreign Relations. General Alfredo A. Atten, Code, AAA 006. General Antonio B. Simaden, Code, ABS 011. General Nicanor P. Girona, Code, NPG 355. General Eugene M. Martirez, Code, EMM 007. General Josephine D. Liza, Code, JDL 009. General Kenneth Y.U., Code, KYY 017. General Robert L. DeGuro, Code, RLD 606. General Melvin Louis R. Alano, Ministro de Communications, Code, MRO 026. General Robert R. Lachica, Code, RRL 012. General Sung Harrison Beek, Code, SHB 100. General Ekaterina Spatoika, Code, ERS 131. General Owen T. Scott Lennon, Code, OTL 555. General Merrill Q. Bolivar, Code, MLB 210. General John Naivik. General Celadonio Siompad, Code, CCO 314. General Rise G. Mussman, Code, RGM 123. Generally in A. Fleming, Code, IAF 913. Page 49 of 50. The Golden Key of LSM 666, Proclamation 1081A, 1974, as Umbrella Code Account. I'm the last surviving emperor who holds the key to the 26 monarchies all over the world. 13 among the Nordic European monarchies and another 13 for the Roman Spanish monarchies stretching all the way to Asia. I'm the king of Maholica. Page 50 of 50.